my mouth double as a in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double. Check. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double. Check. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double. Check. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a. In my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double. Check. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a. grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double. my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a in my mouth double as a freeze rip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double. Check. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay, are we doing this or what? Are we on here? Dancing on the razor's edge. Give me a sign, baby. Give me a clue. Please. Anyone. Everyone? No one? What do we got? Every time the music loop stops, I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Matt M182. I just noticed that you said, oh, wow, so that didn't change. Excuse me, just 1 minute. Yeah. Just 1 minute, man. This is going to be the big reveal. What did I say we were doing? We're dancing on the razor's edge, right? I'm not kidding. I don't even know how that's possible. Excuse me. Again, massive technical difficulties. We do not have our shit together here at Prison Junkie. Would you expect anything less or anything more? In fact, actually, if you're expecting anything at all, you're expecting far too much. So, if you're wondering why, again, I'm being disrespectful, I've done this before, but it's usually after 4, 5, 6 hours on stream. I might get some gum just to moisten my mouth. As you guys all know, I'm going through this whole sort of liver thing. It's kind of touch and go. Genius that I am, I actually texted my girlfriend earlier and I said, I need to speak, or I need to get into an emergency dentist appointment as soon as possible, because as I was driving to go pick her up from somewhere, I can't really say where, because who knows who's listening, and the last thing I want to do is, come up with a probation violation. But anyway, so the last thing that happened right before I got to the area, the spot where I was supposed to pick her up, is a piece of my tooth and I lost a piece. I don't know what it was, like 2 months ago. And it was a little piece, and it was like the first time that's ever happened. Other than this one right here, I was on a Haro Master when I was 12. My mom and I built a masonite launch ramp, just the two of us, my mother and I, from scratch. And then sort of the outside of the ramp or the top or the lip or whatever, it was made out of masonite. My first jump, and this is from watching Rad or BMX Bandits or whatever, one too many times. Maybe it was the Dirt Bike Kid. I forget. Full speed. I'm like, no problem. I'm just going to go over this thing. I'm going to land on both wheels, and that's going to be that, right? I mean, no big deal. I saw it on the television. What happens? I go tooth first right into the curb, breaks in half, and there you go. That's the story of my one front tooth that I'm missing. Cairo Thorne says, you're a good dude, Yanni. The razor will be the one walking away hurt. And yeah, so if you've looked at the thumbnail, and again, let me go ahead and tell you this little story about the gum. I got this issue with my tooth. Another piece broke off kind of at the base. And I feel like teeth are one of those things that really affects a lot of prisoners. They lose a tooth, then they lose another one. The next thing you know, they're looking like people that you probably have seen on other prison YouTube channels. And that's the last thing I want. I mean, I feel like the grill is crucial. I mean, if you're missing a tooth here, there, anywhere, what do people think about you? Well, God, I mean, look, if there's one thing that you got to square away that makes you look like just a normal person in society, it's your freaking teeth, right? So here I am. I lose a piece at the base. And I know, man, it's one of those things I've been putting off, because who wants to go to the dentist? Not me. I mean, it's painful. I'm not going to be able to take pain medication anyway because I'm an addict, right? And I don't want to relapse over, a messed up tooth or whatever. So anyway, another piece breaks off tonight. I'm like, there's no way I'm on a live stream. It's not going to happen. I've been in excruciating pain for the last couple of days. What am I going to do? Well, 7-Eleven, Oragel, or whatever it's called. Here's the problem. As the live stream is counting down, what do? I'm just trying to, I grab this, I'm grabbing that, I'm grabbing the other. Here's the light, and then boom. I put it on my tooth, probably about 10 times too much, and I swallow it. I'm in the bathroom, literally just minutes ago. Enemy says, do you want me to call the emergency room? Do you want me to call the ambulance? Ultimately, I walked away from it relatively unscathed. But like I said, if I need to sort of moisten my mouth as I go, won't be the first time I've done it. You'll just have to bear with me. So here we are. And you guys are probably wondering, what in the world? King Cyrex says, Yanni fall asleep. He pooping. He's he punching the clown. I still do not understand the punching the clown analogy, the punching the clown saying or whatever. I just don't get it. I mean, who punch? I'm assuming the clown is your sack, right? Is the chode? Is the screw? I mean, it's a piece of that apparatus, right? Why would I punch it? I just who would do that? Emily says, "Wow, excellent framing." Well, you should know you did it yourself. She was insistent that you guys not get a full-blown nostril shot. And that's something that you've probably come to appreciate and respect. And I hate to subvert your expectations, because if there's one thing that I want to give you people, it's a full-blown $1 million nostril shot. And the reason I do it, you're probably wondering, well, why would you do that? I mean, you have giant nostrils. They're grape holders, for crying out loud. Why would you want us to see your giant nostrils? Well, I want to make sure, as I've mentioned numerous times, transparency and keeping my side of the street clean. What does that mean? I want you to be able to see all the way up there so you know there's no funny business going on. because I'm over here preaching sobriety, recovery, staying clean. And a lot of people in this genre on the internet at large, et cetera, have accused me of being on, whatever. So I want to make sure that not only is my side of the street clean, but the side of my nostril and my nose and all that good stuff, that it's clean. Sweeping up the boulevard, that's what I call it. All right, so you see the thumbnail, right? I got a razor in one hand, a pair of scissors in the other, and I've kind of come to a crossroads. You guys are probably wondering, well, where's the content? You promised you were going to be regularly scheduling. You got monetized. I mean, what in the hell are you waiting on? In fact, the last time that we did a live stream, what was I on my way to do? I kept putting it off. I said, listen, I made a promise. I made a promise to Justin that I was going to, you call me, you're in a jam, I got you, pimp. I'm coming to get you. And that's what I did. I guess it was Tuesday night. It was the same day that I uploaded the top 5 places to sleep, $25 or 24 hours on $25, which was the first part of a series that I not only wanted to do, but I am doing. And like everything else in my life, it just never went according to plan. Everything that I had lined up, which I had spent the last 2 weeks negotiating amongst his family, amongst the local rehabilitation centers, keeping my options open. One thing I've learned is never have just one option, especially with me, because if you put all your eggs in one basket, the Easter Bunny is going to come, he's going to take them all, and you're going to be left with nothing but yolk, shells, and those nasty Cadbury eggs, which, oh, by the way, I mean, is there a more disgusting candy on the planet than those Cadbury eggs with the yellow, yolky, sugary, creamy thing? I mean, absolutely revolting. It's kind of like the candy that you get for Halloween, the one that's in the orange and the black. Usually pedophiles put razor blades in them. They used to. This is an older person thing. Surely I don't hand that shit out anymore. Ugh. So let me tell you a little bit about the streams, right? So we were into a rhythm. I was streaming somewhere between 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not with that particular schedule, you understand. So if you're in Australia, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. If you're in, Tokyo, Japan, but let me tell you something. My biggest fan base is nowhere near Japan. It's not even close. But wouldn't that be cool? That'd be amazing. I'm pretty sure I don't have a single fan in Asia. But that's something to shoot for, something to strive for sure. So why did I stop the streams? Well, okay, I have lots of sugar from the gum on my hand. I felt like it was really lazy. I'm just going to cut through the chase. We're just get through all the bullshit. I felt like it was really lazy for me to just live stream every day. Number one, it was taking away from my ability to produce curated videos, which I actually, was able to put thought into it. Stuff that I really was like an expression of not just me talking, in front of a webcam and interacting with y'all, which I love to do. I do. And that I can do it forever. It's not a problem. But that's the problem. The problem is that it isn't a problem. It's just too darn easy. And I like it too much. If there's one thing I've learned in my 43 years is that if it's too easy, it ain't really worth doing. I mean, every once in a while, that's fine. Take it easy, take it light, kick your shoes off, chill, relax for a little bit, which is hard to do because it's scalding hot right now. I'm sweating my ass off. But the real reward for me is to make a video that I'm proud of. And to be honest with you, I just haven't made too many of them. Honestly, I don't think I ever made one prior to me starting this channel. And maybe 2 or 3 since I have started it. There's always something to nitpick. There's always something I have an issue with. There are a million times I've either wanted to delete the channel or delete the video. And I kind of got to the point where, what am I doing? Am I talking about this stuff? I'm doing it, but I'm not able to show it to you because I didn't have a phone. Now I have phone service. So I had a project that I wanted to embark on. Hey, sexy. Kelly Wilson says, hey, sexy. There's nobody sexier on the planet than Kelly Wilson. He's a dude, by the way, a real big one. So lots of conflict. Anyway, the thing with Justin, it didn't work out. But there's a hell of a story to it. He is actually, I don't even want to give it away. Maybe I'll just go ahead and release the video. I didn't really like the way it came out. Oh, God, I got to stop torturing myself over this stuff. The fact is, I really need a vacation. I really need a vacation. There are lots of unforeseen consequences and sort of things that I ran into along the way with constructing this channel from scratch that I just didn't think I was going to run into. And it's been really, really, really tough, navigating those tricky psychological waters. But look, before I even get into all of that, I'm going to go ahead and go through some of the chat and acknowledge you and read your questions and read your really, hopefully funny statements. I want to find a gem in here, something that just kind of sparks my interest. Okay, Asshole says, yo! Spanky82 was going to watch some Napoleon Dynamite, but I guess I'll listen to Yanni instead. I got to tell you, listen, big facts. If Spanky, no offense, pal, and what is Spanky82 and Matt M182, is there any relation? Because even right behind him, what's the difference? Spanky82. What's the difference between me and Napoleon Dynamite?
Hey, Pedro, are you gonna run for the election?
I don't know, Napoleon. Literally the stupidest movie I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely horrible. It reminds me of a video I saw earlier today. A little piece of it, anyway. Use your imagination. Let it run wild. Matt M182 says, I hope Yanni hurries up. I can't stay up as late tonight as I usually do, unfortunately. Did I get here soon enough? All right. Tyler B says, how long? Well, your answer is right here in front of you. All right. Matt M182. Facts. Got to drive up to North Georgia with my grandpa for something around 10 a.m. tomorrow. It's always interesting to hear my own prison junkie spell it right, Matt. I appreciate this support. Tyler B says, losing viewers. Nobody's counting, bro. It sure as hell ain't me. Danny Grimes says, I want to ask Yanni what he thinks they should do if they catch the people lighting these fires in Oregon. Now, look, I only saw a couple of pictures of this whole Oregon thing, and it looked amazing. I thought it was like another planet, or what filter are they using, and so on and so forth. They are not naturally occurring. There's actually somebody or some group of people lighting the fires. I'm that far out of the loop, which is interesting. I'm a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. I honestly have been so disconnected from news and sports and everything else that I was told the day of the game that the game was actually happening. No, I mean, that's not even a joke. I mean, normally I'm completely obsessed. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, the whole thing. Didn't have a clue. I didn't even know they were having a football season. Ronnie147 says, consider me bored. I'm not waiting longer than 10 minutes. This is retarded. Bye. Oh, man, that is absolutely tragic. Ronnie147, how in the world will I carry on without you? I wish you'd been a little more patient, but I get it. I'm not very patient either, so c'est la vie. Matt M182 says, hang on, bleed him dry will be some approximation of his answer. I can't speak for the guy, but that's just my 2 cents, Dan Grimes. Well said. Again, I have no idea what you're talking about. King Cyrex echoes my sentiment, which is deuces, Ronnie. Deuces. Asshole. Oh, come on, asshole. Well, he's living up to his name. Ronnie acting like a little bitch. Look, Ronnie, I don't necessarily agree with that. Man's got to have his standards. He's got to draw a line in the sand. He's got to make his boundaries clear. And if I violated those boundaries by making you wait too long, then I apologize. Nathan Clark, where is our prisoner jail cam? Right here. King Cyrax, the grill in my mouth, double as a butt plug. You know what's crazy about the grill in my mouth? I just told you all about that. All right, here we go. Cairo, I did a background check at King Cyrax is actually the latest in the lineage to be crowned king of a small country in Eastern Europe. That is absolutely fascinating. Do any Eastern European countries actually have kings? I don't know. John Long says, Yanni, keep it going. Bellum128, darned Easter bunny. Orange directly addresses me and says, have you heard about scam rehab places like where you go and they split the money they get from your insurance with you? This is a this is the kind of thing I was just waiting for. Absolutely I have. And what's funny is after I completed rehab here in Winchester, Virginia, I had a prison YouTuber, use your imagination, who reached out to me and offered me a cut of money for anyone who had a particular type of insurance that I could refer to a rehab that they were affiliated with in some way, shape, or form, I guess as a middleman. And I think it was $3,000 to $5,000 per person, depending on the length of stay. I never talked to that person again. Absolutely fucking horrible. Born Mush, Jeff Bezos makes $4K a second, kind of like the resolution on my television. Holly Bingus says, hey, Yana, hey, Holly, how you doing, girl? What's up? What you doing, girl? Dang, girl, is that all you back there? Yeah, okay. Born Mush says, yeah, I thought it was stupid too. All right. Crippled Genius, you and I really could switch names and it would mean the same thing. Love your videos, Yanni, thanks. Thank you, Crippled Genius. Born Mush says, smash that like button, everyone. Elbow it, body slam it. Put it in a rear naked choke. Kelly Wilson, arsonists are as bad as chomos. My sister had to evacuate. That's very interesting. You know, in prison, those two sometimes are one and the same. I'm trying to remember exactly how the saying went. I usually, the things in prison you hear again and again and again and again, you just hear them repeatedly, and then the next time they pop up, you just want to slap the shit out of somebody. But how did it go? Something about a kid, asking somebody what their charges were, and you'd say, oh my God, it was something about arson, and it had something to do with burning somebody's ass up or burning a little boy's ass up. I don't know, whatever. All right, anyway, Alex Welch says, dude, I'm by Portland, and the air quality is like 400. Anything over like 150 is terrible. If you leave your car outside, you get a huge layer of ash after only a few hours. I am loving all of the meteorology reports. I haven't checked the weather in ages, and now I don't need to. I'll just live stream, and I'll get the information from you guys. Matt M182 says, Yanni, in all seriousness, look into voice acting. It pays a good bit, and you seem to be able to do a lot of impressions. It's easier than you might think to get started. I've been doing it for a bit. We ought to have a voice-off. There was a time during these live streams where I provided a Zoom link so the two of us, whoever had the balls, the guts, the cojones, the chutzpah to step up, go toe-to-toe with me, troll, fan, whatever. We could either have a conversation or we could go at each other's throat. Either way, I'm down with that kind of party. Nobody took me up on it. Big Fact says, there remain, as of 2020, 12 sovereign monarchies in Europe. 7 are kingdoms: Denmark, Norway, Sweden, the United Kingdom, Spain, the Netherlands, and Belgium, Andorra, Liechtenstein, and Monaco. I'm pretty sure Monaco is like the richest country on the planet. Am I wrong about that? I think wow, that was really fast. Benny Robinson says, Yanni, what do you think about the Redskins losing their name? Ooh, boy. Now, see, this could get me in trouble. About 3 weeks ago, I said I was experiencing a big problem. I could talk about this. I really could. I could talk about this. And it would really put me... Dude, I want to talk about this so bad. Not the Redskins necessarily, but it kind of ties into that. I'm in a position where I really can't discuss anything remotely. Now, as far as the Redskins and losing their name, let's be serious for a second, okay? I don't want to be prosecuted, right? And so, let's just say that for me, for the time being, until November 8th happens, I think at that point the coast will be clear. I will say this, make sure if you are a convicted felon, make sure that you follow directions and are completely honest. Even if it's a touchscreen, even if you're just trying to, get an official document, even if everything you're doing is you're following the letter of the law, make sure that if you're in that process, I'm telling you something good here. This is the good word. It's my good word. make sure that you don't fuck up, because these people are not playing the radio, and that's real. Born Mush says, did you ever have to fight for your life in jail? Have you seen the scariest thing I ever saw in prison, which was this? But it took about 30 minutes to get to that. Yeah, I've had to fight for my life in jail. Just in case says, hey, Yanni, how you been, brother? Been staying clean, I hope. I have been staying clean, and that's a big reason why I had to pull back. The problem is I'm such an extremist. I'm such a compulsive, obsessive, intense, hyper-focused, if I get on something I'm interested in, that it's easy for me to lose my way. I'm at the point now where drinking, taking a drink or taking a drug to give myself a short-term reprieve really isn't an option. I'm not saying it's never going to happen. I ran into a buddy of mine this morning. I was actually at the United Methodist Church in Macedonia, about 8-10 miles from here, for a big book, all men's meeting early this morning. And I ran into a guy who's a good friend of mine. I lived with him in an Oxford house, a sober living house, for almost a year. And just an amazing, I can't, put him on blast. I will say this, he is an employee for the government, somehow, and a competitive athlete. He has never, ever been in trouble or ran afoul of the law in terms of a conviction. 23 months, doing all the right things. You know what took him out? Probably, really, the core, a girl. A girl. That happens a lot. Especially if you're in a situation where either the girl is not entirely faithful. That's one. Or she is actually a recovering addict who is not so recovered. It's a very tangled web of, contradictory elements. I find personally in my life, and of course I've had the same girlfriend for almost 3 years, but she's not an addict. It makes it easier for the balance. But of course, dealing with me ain't no picnic. So it really is a small miracle that we're still together, and but I'm very thankful for her. In regards to the Redskins losing their name, I mean, did they really lose their name, or did the owner make a decision for public relations, popular opinion? This is a giant, multi-billion-dollar company, after all. The Washington Redskins is one of the biggest names in NFL football, and a lot of their income is derived from merchandise sales, putting asses in seats. If you're offending 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%, of your fan base, you got to make a decision. Now, maybe 10 years ago it didn't matter, but it ain't 10 years ago. It's now. This is very simply in a nutshell. I would say, do we have any persons of color? Any black people in here? Any Indians? Any Mexicans? Any Hispanic people? Well, how would you feel if there's a Mexican in here, if there's a Hispanic in here, or a black man in here, if they call them the Washington Blackskins? Would you be okay with that? Or if it was called the Washington Yellowskins, and they were Asian and they had slanty eyes and chopsticks on the helmets? Huh? I mean, do you think that would be okay? I mean, why not err on the side of caution? Now, people will say, well, it's been that name for 100 years. Well, guess what? The only constant in this world and in our lives, the only constant with me personally, is change. Things change. It's okay. It's adapt or die. In America, the fundamental principle that our country was built on was, number one, democracy. It's been eroded to a certain degree. Number two is capitalism. Capitalism is the ultimate expression of survival of the fittest, is it not? Is it not? You either lead, follow, or get the fuck out of the way. Right? That's how the country is governed, and that's what determines who is successful. You got to cut corners. Don't let anybody find out about it. You got to step on some faces. Make sure they're not too important. You got to burn some bridges and make some enemies. That's okay. Just make sure you have more people on your side when you do it. You need inside information to make the right deal happen. Well, that's okay. Make sure you share with the right people. And this is commerce at its highest, sort of most elite level. And so somebody would maybe hear me say that. And of course, I could get really super, in depth with this, but I think it's great that we do live in a country where achievement is rewarded. The last thing I want is for everyone to be in a perpetual state of, it's like when I make a video, like the last video I made, there's a couple of issues with it, but I'm pretty proud of that last video. Doesn't matter how many people saw it. Would I want everybody in the world to see it? Sure. Of course I would. But I'm personally satisfied with it, which is enough for me now. But if I was okay with just making, say, a video, to me, the video is probably an 8 out of 10, right? I could make money on this platform, on social media, on YouTube, Facebook, etc., Patreon, all of that stuff. I could do it if I was okay and I was willing to accept a level of maybe not excellence, but if I could drop my standards down a little bit, I could be making real money on this platform. Because I can't, I just cannot do it. I've tried to take my hands off the wheel and take my foot off the gas pedal. And every time I've done it, it's made me miserable. All you have to do is talk to the people in my life. They will tell you. I am an incorrigible, miserable bastard. When I upload something and it just, the audio, like, I'll give you an example. When I edited the video, the last one, there's a bit of audio in a tree where I'm in the tree. And it sounded okay. It wasn't amazing, but it sounded okay. It was passable. I was willing to accept it. I'm like, okay, fine. All right, whatever. It's okay. I'm going to let it go. Then I upload it to YouTube. And for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the compression. I have no idea. But for whatever reason, it just got redded out. Yeah, it was just, just had a lot of distortion. Sorry, I probably busted a couple of eardrums. But it made me want to take the thing down. I'm like, I cannot believe this. I mean, it just devastated me. Just little things like that. It's stuff like that causes me not to upload as much. And taking the easy way out by doing these live streams, a lot of people are like, we love your live streams. You interact with the audience. You talk about current events. You give us your opinion. You give us some food for thought. We at least get a glimpse into your insanity, if nothing else. You will get that. That's guaranteed. No matter what, you will get that. So it's just something I either have to let go or I need to get better equipment. And I've constantly invested nearly $500. As a result of that, I got down to $6 in my account when I went to go pick up Justin because I spent $450 to improve the audio. I could not take it. I said, I don't care if I eat. That's got to be done. Period. Or I'm done. I'm going to delete the channel. I'm not going to make anything. Forget it. And I was striking out so many times with addicts. So I'm kind of like, okay, him and haw. Do I go ahead and tell success stories? People that have 7, 8, 10, 15, 20 years of sobriety, right? But how compelling is that? I mean, it can be. It can be, because if it's not, it's like you really are herding cats. I just wanted everything to unfold in real time, which had to do with a 24-hour stream that I'm trying to work out. If anybody really understands streaming technology and can help me figure this out, I want to do a 24-hour stream. I'm not going to get any more specific than that. There's a reason why. You can probably take a look at my last video and read between the lines. That's all I'll tell you. If you know a lot about it or you know somebody who does and can help me out, I would really appreciate it. Bo, by the way, John K. Now keep in mind, I'm going to recognize every single person in the chat, but John K. donated $4.99 to the super chat. When the people who make, and this is his comment, when the people who make peaceful change unnecessary, I don't know about when the people who make peaceful change unnecessary make violent revolution inevitable. I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. When the people who make peaceful change unnecessary make violent revolution inevitable. I think you're probably wildly overstating that. I honestly don't believe there's going to be some violent revolution. I don't think that that's inevitable. Honestly, we're not equipped for it. Barring, and this happened, I guess, in Russia. It happened maybe in East Germany to a certain degree, where, boundaries and lines were crossed to such an extent that people in the military, high-ranking officers, soldiers, et cetera, all the way down, were just like, I'm not going with this, right? And at that point, if you got enough buck in the military, that's really what you need. But armed citizens, no competition. I mean, let's be real. Not going to happen. But maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I've been disconnected from the news for a couple of months. Maybe I'm missing out on the whole show. I know about the Oregon fires. Why? Pretty much because you guys told me, and I saw a few posts on, news feed. Maybe it was Facebook. Maybe it was Instagram. I forget. Twitter. All right. Anyway. Yes, I do. Justin K., when I was in recovery, they always said, don't try to get in a relationship. It could easily lead one to relapse. That is one side of it. Don't get into a relationship. What they generally say for the first year is don't make any major changes. So, if you're in a relationship, don't get out of it. Because getting out of it creates more chaos, uncertainty, and unknown factors than staying in it. Now, of course, if it's abusive, if your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever it is shooting, heroin 1,000 miles an hour, they're actually putting it in the eyeball, they're doing the PCP suppositories, they're doing it right in front of you, they're crapping on the bed, they're using a litter box. They're addicted to Shizen and scat. It just depends on where your head's at. Maybe that's something you're into. I don't know. But you might want to make a change. All right. RockMe28 says, I just rolled in new subscriber recommended by Bricklow. I'm black and Shoshone. Is that, I would imagine that is Native American. Well, I'd be very interested in your take on the Washington Redskins name. Now, I'm a big Kansas City Chiefs fan. And so people have levied that argument against me. Wait a second. Do you want the Chiefs to change their name? Well, I don't really understand it's like calling a team the Kings, right? It's a little different than Redskins. Again, I'm not a Washington fan by any stretch of the imagination. Honestly, the ugliest colors in the history of NFL uniforms. But Dan Snyder, 100% turd ball. Anyway, so I just rolled in. Yeah, I appreciate that. Nathan Clark, Yanni, do you have erectile dysfunction on Suboxone or methadone? That's an interesting question. I'm not on Suboxone or methadone, but I've done them both. I don't remember that being an issue. But I don't remember a lot of erectile function. So it's, if there is no function, it's hard to have dysfunction, right? Or malfunction. Justin K says, I agree, but I bet the commies don't. Okay, I don't know what you're agreeing with, but okay. It Santillo says, I'm a Ute Indian. That name was given to Indians from taking native scalps because it's red from native blood. Well, so what is the percentage of Native Americans who endorse the Washington Redskins name? Has there ever been a group of people more abused than the American Indian? Or than American Indians? At least in the history of this country, I would say no. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, you've got American Indians, obviously you've got black people. And then, of course, turn of the century, late 1800s, early 1900s, definitely Chinese, Asian Americans, all the way up to internment camps in World War II. And then you have, you know, over the last 20 years, of course, you have a really solid mix, and then it became a little more religious. I mean, there's always been the haves and the have-nots in America. And that's financial, that's social, it's political, it's all those things. All right. RockMe28 says, it was a business move. It definitely was. And if they're offending paying fans and customers, then they ultimately have to do what's best for the business. Because in this climate, people have no issue airing things that may offend. I'm dying to air things that offend. So, and the climate in here it's relatively hot. But believe me, the social and political implications, the only reason that I don't offend as much as I'd like to, and the fact of the matter is, don't get it twisted. You may think you know how I feel, and maybe you do about certain things because I've never really been dishonest with you unless it's been to protect someone else. And I've protected a lot of people on this platform, much to my chagrin and expense. Sub-Z Roy says, hey, Yanni, a fellow insomniac. You better believe it, buddy. Just in case says, I'm an IT guy. I could help you, but I'd need to know a bit more info. Look, 24 hours, live stream, outside, not in here. I don't want it to become pixelated. I don't want it to sound like shit. I want it to look, clear. It doesn't have to look good. We're not going after cinematic stuff here. I want something real that unfolds in real time. So let's deal with that and then go from there. I agree. He says we're too much about the paper. No question about it. I probably mention that in every single live stream. You think money when you don't have it. It's the most important thing in the world. Get it? And everybody knows you have it. Unless your friends are the most well-adjusted, successful people of all time, if you have a lot of it, I'm here to tell you, it ain't no picnic either. And in order to get more, you're going to have to make some hard choices. And a lot of times, those choices are going to compromise your ideals and your morality. And once you do that, especially if you're an addict or an alcoholic or both or whatever, once that foundation starts getting chipped away, it becomes compromised, it begins to erode. It is like a house of cards. It will fall. So I make that not a priority. It has very much been a priority in my life at other times. Not now. Not now. All right. Wesley Head, Mission Contactor. Suboxone made me shoot too early. Never been a problem of mine. Late and or never, maybe. Too early? Never. Just in case, okay. A poll conducted in 2016 showed 9 out of 10 American Indians didn't care and weren't offended, but things like that aren't reported. Well, really? So one poll in 2016 told you I mean, come on. Let's be real. Lots of polls. What's the sample size? Where was it conducted? Who was conducting it? All of those mitigating factors play a role in the poll. You better believe it. Nothing is that simple. Johnny Axe says, bro, use a microphone. We can't hear your voice. Really? Okay. Just in case says, Johnny Axe, I'm not having any issues with hearing his voice, but that could be just me. What does that mean? It could be just you, like you're a bat. You have like super hearing. You're Daredevil. Were you blind, became a lawyer, and fight crime in a little devil head, red and yellow outfit at night? With a baton? What a weird weapon. I mean, why would you take a weapon from a police baton? What are those things called? It's not a baton. I've been hit with a number of them in the past. Anyway. Amanda Hotchkiss says, Yanni, did you grow up in a wealthy family? Did I grow up in a wealthy family? Look, my mother and my parents divorced when I was a year old. My mom was a single parent raising me in a shitty apartment in Hanahan, South Carolina, in Charleston, till I was almost 9 years old. At which point she remarried. And then the stepdad, he made a lot more money. But I've grew up kind of, I wouldn't even say, kind of the hood. I got a little hood in me. But I also know what it's like for family. And what do you consider wealthy? You know, what I consider wealthy, what you consider wealthy may be totally different. Let's Rabbit, you know, wealthy to him. Let's talk about Rabbit for a minute. I know I did on my last live stream, and that's largely why I got rid of it. The live stream, why I didn't list it. I mean, so let's say to Rabbit, who's had a very rough life and probably has never had much, right? You know, what's wealthy to Rabbit might be $35,000 a year, consistent employment, owning a car, or maybe having a brand new car with a $350 a month car payment. A lot of guys out of prison think that's making it. They're doing big things. Buying 10 and 20-year-old Jaguars. Burled walnut trim. Triple stitched leather. Windows that never work. Ford underpinnings. That may be wealthy to you or to somebody else, not to me. Wealthy is friends. But that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about, did I grow up in a wealthy, rich family? You could probably Google my name, maybe my last name, in Panama City, and maybe come up with some interesting stuff. You ever heard of the Dixie Mafia? Anyone? Do you like money laundering? You see, that's the thing. I am directly descended from exactly what I disdain. You know, there's a line in one of my favorite movies. It's Citizen Kane. Yes, I'm a film snob. But I mean, it's legitimately, it's not just like I want to say Citizen Kane because it's, you know, the right thing for a film snob to say. In fact, it's really not even trendy anymore, but I say it because of some of the great lines. And there's a line where Charles Foster Keynes, who was very wealthy, by the way, his parents died, or his father, they found oil or whatever, I forget exactly what it was, and they left this huge trust to him. And when he hit a certain age, he would get all this money. And he was raised by a steward, a benefactor. He'd go to the best schools. He'd have the best clothes, the best education, the best servants to look after him. And as he comes of age, 18, 19, 20 years old, the guy asks him, his steward, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he asks him, he says, Charles, what would you like to be? And then Orson Welles, as Charles Foster Kane says. So I'll just start it from the top. Charles, what would you like to be? And he looks at him and he says, everything you hate. What in the world was that? Something just popped up on my screen and it said, I'm being attacked. Wouldn't you know? Another reason why I don't do a lot of live streams or uploads in general. Are you guys hearing everything okay? Yeah, nightstick. No, it's something else. It's called a blackjack. That's what it is. Kelly Wilson says a blackjack. That's exactly what it is. David Gordon says Saudi Arabia. Totally without context. I have no idea what you mean. I said South Carolina, not Saudi Arabia. All right. RockMe28 says, well, you just have the right answer for everything. Native American, here's the poll. I'm in South Carolina. What part of South Carolina are you from? Where are you? Joe Delicious says, oh my, OMFG. Why do you always come on at 3 or 4 a.m.? Well, you've already answered, because so you and I can get together. Why? Because you're up now. You know really why I come on at 3 or 4 a.m.? I want you to really think about it. Why? And why do I not announce it in advance? Why? Why is it completely random? Why? Think about it. If you have the right answer, I will let you know. All right, just in case says, and were you trying to say you want a way to stream 24/7 with good to excellent quality? The quality thing is more about hardware and internet connection or signal strength. Yeah, that's what how much are we talking about to get all that kind of lined up? Mandy Hotchkiss says, I feel like you've been exposed to classy people. I like your vocabulary. LOL. Sorry, I don't mean to mock you, Amanda, but completely self-taught. Me. To be honest with you, I never even graduated high school. That's how classy I am. But I appreciate you liking my vocabulary. Kelly Wilson says, I like laundry, education. Also, how do you feel about the recent news with Rabbit? So Rabbit is somebody that I've known for some years now. And I'm, I think I mentioned this last time. It doesn't matter how the train gets into the station. I am concerned, I'll be honest with you. You know, Richmond is kind of the opiate capital. Normally, I don't watch any other prison YouTube. And the reason why I don't watch it is because, number one, I've been exposed to it, right? So I obviously work for a channel. You know that. But I don't like to get into it, watching other people, what they do, because I don't want to do anything like what they do. So I feel like if I were to consume a lot of that content, then I would become a reflection of that material. I would try and do maybe a better job of that. When instead, I'd like to do something completely different, which is exactly why I've tried just about every different approach. I mean, there's a lot of other ones. I've done everything from sort of a narrative film to even a top 5 jank, like I did last time, to interviews, to sort of documentary-esque pieces, marathon live streams, cinematic trailers, hip-hop trail. I mean, I've tried every single little thing. Not to see if it works, just because I wanted to. Just to see if I could do it. And so, anyway, regarding Rabbit, I need to tell you this. I hope he does well. I think that, in a perfect world, I would have loved to had him up here. And I extended that out. Rabbit and I had a conversation, a couple of conversations, multiple conversations, I guess a week and a half ago for a couple of days, and I was going down to Chesapeake, partially to see him. I think somebody found out about that and decided they were going to step in. And again, it doesn't matter how the train gets into the station. It just matters that it gets there. Again, in a perfect world, it would have been really wonderful for him to be in a program up here. I could keep an eye on him like I'm doing with somebody else who's already been on my channel or our channel. Because it's tough. He's going to be in a place where he doesn't know anyone. Now, on one hand, that's good, right? But on the other hand, here's a guy who doesn't have a whole lot of family. And you could say, well, this army or whatever is... But in reality, right? Having someone who's actually, been through the program, works the program, is a part of the program, is very much not on the fringes of the program. You are either in the boat or you're out of it. Because if you're sitting on the edge, guess what's going to happen? You know, a little John boat in the ocean, a little 12-footer, 15-footer, 3 horsepower outboard, what's going to happen? A little swell is going to come by, wave, undulation is going to knock you right into the water. You're not going to have a life jacket. Even if you do, it doesn't matter. The water is too doggone powerful. You're going to drown, right? Of course you are. All right. Yeah, I do use OBS. I understand that it's free and it's easy to use if you need a good streaming service. I have that. I do that. Joe Delicious says, are you half as fucked up as me? I'm probably twice as fucked up as you are because you seem like a really fucked up individual. And I'm super fucked up. Emission Contactor says, I don't even know what that means. Because no addicts can sleep past that time. Kelly Wilson, a short leather object with an ounce of lead in the... Oh, yeah, the blackjack. Right. You know what's funny? I mean, I kind of meant for a little bit of it to be funny, but not really. All right. James says, lighting looks a lot better. It's really just me. I bring the light. I bring the ether, the spirit, the magic. Okay. Yeah, so that's a major problem that I've got right now, which is upload speed. For some reason, my internet download off the charts. Upload, horrible. Absolutely horrible. And it's paid for by the, which is kind of a fucked up situation. Another thing I'm very furious about is that here we are in the midst of coronavirus, in the midst of everything else I've been through, on top of it all. I got my landlord trying to raise rent. I don't have a kitchen. I don't have a dishwasher. I got crickets around me. I swear to God, this sounds like a fucking insect zoo. I'm like that guy with cross eyes in Silence of the Lambs. He's like a moth collector, whatever. I'm constantly hearing this stuff. But yeah, in regards to Rabbit, I'm totally rooting for him, and you're more than welcome to pass along the message. If there's anything I can do, I've tried to reach out to him since the whole thing was intercepted. I'm sure it had nothing to do with self-serving interests. Not at all. Which I think is really unfortunate, man. If you're going to compromise somebody's chances at recovery, it's okay to put it on camera, providing, you really do toe the line with exploitation. That's fine. That's fine. Check your motives. Make sure yours are as pure as they can possibly be. I mean, let's be real. It's not like, I'm some kind of saint. But nobody on this platform is either. But if you're compromising the opportunity for another man's success, and it's a life or death situation, in service of yourself, you are one fucked up individual. And I hope to God that's not what's happening, but it is. All right, so Johnny James says, your last video was awesome and you did a very good job pointing out what seems to be a big problem that a lot of people would not even be aware of. You should be very happy with that one. It's okay. I appreciate it. There are lots of other problems that a lot of people are not aware of. We'll get into it. All right. You watch Sasquatch is an alien, maybe. You watch Big Sid. I've seen, he hollered at me in one of my videos or something. I watched a couple of his videos. He's a funny guy. I mean, the Dan the Progressive. I was kind of, honestly, I feel like, I was kind of doing a little bit of that back in the day. I don't know if any of that stuff's really around, but yeah, pretending to be gay, or maybe not pretending, probably, is gay, and that's fine. There's lots of latent and not so latent, overt homosexuality in prison. It's just waiting to, have some flower and a little bit of sunshine, just waiting to blossom and bloom and flower. It happens all the time. So I don't know. Dan the Progressive Policeman? Funny stuff. The imitations, not that bad. Not amazing. Not amazing, but the guy really does throw a lot of shit at the wall. Look, any of this stuff, I'm here to tell you. You can believe me, not believe me, I don't give a fuck. There's literally one video in the history of the genre that I didn't personally handcraft and make that I've watched from beginning to end. And it had my name in it. Well, there was two of them. One of them doesn't exist anymore, but one of them does. Okay. Yuli M, you have the ability to relate with others with addiction. You should be able to find other people you can help. Believe me, there are plenty. I was literally putting a compilation video together we here at Prison Junkie were, there's probably like 6 starts and stops. And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to put put someone else in a position where they are, their exposure could push them over the edge. I kind of experienced that with Justin. I was able to fish that out of the water. And we're going to get into that. I did drive down to get him. It was literally a 5-hour round trip. I picked him up. Everything fell apart because promises were made to me. Or at least maybe I wanted to believe in the best in some other people. And some of this had to do with family of his. And some of this had to do with people around here. I couldn't pay for him to go to rehab, right? And it's something that has to be set up, some days in advance. It just, even with somebody like Rabbit over there, it's not like the next day he got in there. He had to agree to, go to a detox center. Virginia Beach Psych, I've been there, believe me. And then on to the next thing, right? So you get a referral. Here's the problem. If you have a heroin addiction or fentanyl or whatever, it's a lot easier to get into a place like that. If you're honest with them and you don't have a heroin addiction, it's cocaine, it's smoking crack. I go on crack binges, 3, 4, 5-day crack binges. They're going to say, well, that's not physically addictive. We can't admit you, especially during the pandemic. Right now, coronavirus, forget it. Oh, you're on meth. You smoke ice. You shoot ice. You put ice in your butt. It's not physically addicted. We can't admit you. The opiate and heroin problem is such a big deal, and it's so fatal. And this is insane. There was somebody named Yanni in Winchester died. The only Yanni I've ever met in my life, other than one person that's related to me, a bunch of people sent me messages saying, what happened? What happened to Yanni? And I'm like, I don't know. What happened to him? Is he okay? Oh, yeah, wait a second. It's me. I'm fine. No, it turns out I made a joke about it. I didn't know. There was a guy named Yanni who died a couple of days ago here in Winchester. I went to a meeting this morning, and they're like, they act like they had seen a ghost. This is a very small town. I mean, relatively speaking, to say Tidewater or, Washington. 18,000, 19,000 people live in this town. The recovery community is very tight-knit. It can really, in some ways, become a little bit of a problem because everybody knows each other. It's very good for accountability. Very good. If you're fucking up out here, somebody's going to tell. They're going to know. But the word on the street, because for whatever reason, I guess I haven't uploaded or I haven't posted in a while. I do have some friends here. It didn't come from them. But I went to this meeting that I hadn't been to in 2 weeks. It was every Saturday. I didn't go last weekend. I came to this. And it's just one of those things where certain people go to certain meetings. And a lot of people that go to this meeting, I don't see them at other meetings. And so a kid that I know named Mason, who used to live with me in an Oxford house, and congrats to him. Tomorrow he picks up a year. Well, today. It's 4/42. So he acted like he had seen a ghost. And Mike and a couple of other. What? Hold on a second. I heard you were dead. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I went back and looked a little bit on Facebook, and I looked through my messenger messages, amongst other things. And I noticed I'd kind of turned them off for a little while. I needed a break from social media. And so it's wild. I've literally never met someone else with my name. This person happens to live here. I met him. He's Greek. His name is spelled a little differently, Y-A-N-N-I. Mine's Y-O-N-N-I-E, right? Obviously. And he's dead. He's dead. 2 days ago, 3 days ago, it was inspiring. I'm going to tell you this. If you see somebody on Facebook, for instance, that particular social media platform for whatever, and everything they say is super inspirational and positive, and they just kind of got clean recently, they probably fucking up. Because that ain't what recovery really is. And I'm getting real close. Speaking of recovery. So let's all say a prayer, bow our heads, give it a moment of silence for Yanni. I did know him. I met him. He was at the same recovery retreat that I went to. Not great friends, but, my heart goes out to his family. It's a very tight-knit Greek family, as far as I can tell. There were a lot of people that left comments and condolences regarding him. So he obviously was loved and will be, sorely missed by a lot of people. I knew him. I talked to him a few times. Didn't know him, super well, but that's how this stuff is. And then James Holt in Chesapeake and his wife, Keaton, and he's got, some little kids, and he had 5 years, I think at one time, or 3 years, and he worked in Newport News as like a counselor at this place called Youth Challenge, which isn't really for youth, but a lot of people are sent there. It's a, one of those working program deals where they put you in the city for 6 or 7 months, you work at a thrift store, and then you go off on a mountain or something. I don't know. Anyway, he worked there, and he really, devoted his life for a period of time. He got complacent, got a possession, went to drug court, completed drug court, then bombed out later. This is a struggle. Don't ever let anybody let you believe that they got it all figured out. You got to stay vigilant, man. Anyway, he died about a week ago. I grew up with him. I know him. And he leaves behind a fiance and some children with her. And all it takes is that 1 microgram with this fentanyl stuff, man. And now I think they have 3 different types. You've got carfentanil, you've got another one. It gets on top of everything. I don't give a methadone, Suboxone. You take enough of this shit, it's going to get on top of it. Take it from somebody who's had 9 hospitalized heroin overdoses. I know a little bit about it. Okay. Joe Delicious says, have you ever watched Dave's World or Banky Pound? I've seen a couple of seconds of each. Riveting stuff, man. Nothing like real. I mean, real recognizes real. I didn't recognize any of it. I don't know. No, I'm just making a joke. I've honestly never seen. I saw Banky Pound. I saw him like punching, doing shadow boxing for a couple of minutes. I was like, what the fuck is it? What am I watching here? It's like sweating balls, looking crazy. I don't know. I guess that's, if that, you want to see me shadow box and look crazy and sweat balls, it ain't going to happen. I might box for real. I ain't going to shadow box. And Dave's World is what? Dave Tordoff's channel? The one that was started a week after mine. Yeah, I've heard of it. Really compelling stuff, man. Really compelling stuff. I thought, somebody told me that he's actually talking a lot about Rabbit being a family member and all this stuff. It's funny because I talked to Rabbit. Maybe we can go ahead and put the messages up there from a week and a half ago, where Rabbit and I spoke. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of last week, literally hours before he was picked up, and that would be very interesting. I don't know. I know a lot of people are making Rabbit videos. I know this because I know him. He and I have a very close mutual friend in Larry Reed, Alabama. Rabbit and I talked a lot about, poker and, go in and out, that kind of thing. I like Rabbit. My heart goes out to Rabbit because this guy ain't got nothing, and he never had nothing. His life that he knows is what it is. And obviously, it's very obvious to anyone. Don't ever believe for a second that nobody knew what was going on. It's not my place to put, certainly not somebody I respect, on blast. But if you think for a second that, I just overlooked, sometimes I miss things, sometimes I'm gullible. Did you stay up late last night? No, man. Hell no. Why are your eyes pinned? Look at your eyes are pinned. Hold on. Now they're completely blown out. It's broad daylight. Your eyes are black, but you have blue eyes. Oh, wait a second. Your eyes are pinned. It's completely dark. Hold on. You've lost 70 pounds in 35 days. Oh, I got an idea. Let's have you running around a track. We'll cleverly edit to make it sure, make it look like you've really been putting in work. I mean, if anybody believes that nonsense for 1 second, I'm sorry, I'm really like stepping over the boundaries here. I promised I wasn't going to get into this, but I'll probably take it down. But if anybody believes for one single solitary second, everybody knew this was happening. It doesn't matter now because he's getting help, thankfully. That's what really matters. But please don't sell your fans and everyone else a bill of goods that you were around this guy all the time. Come on. Now you want to help? Where are we at here? So anyway, no, I mean, look, if I wanted to, somebody says, am I jealous that they already hit 10,000 subs? I'm assuming you mean Banky Pound. I would rather have 500 subs than make stuff like that. I'll probably get killed for that. And the flip side, I mean, what are we talking about? Nothing? I mean, look, if some giant YouTuber comes out and cosigns everything that I'm saying, I'm going to have a shitload of subs. I'm not trying to be everybody's friend. I'm not trying to be your friend. You want to listen to me? You want to hear what I have to say? Great. You don't? Kick rocks. I don't give a shit. I don't ask you to subscribe. I hardly ever ask you to donate. I don't play the game. It's something that I'm very conflicted about. I think this. I think that if you are making, if you're really putting your heart and soul into the material and you're being honest, I respect it. So if it's Banky, if it's Dave, if it's Josh over 23-1, if it's, Wes Watson or Larry Lawton or the other guy with the bandana on his face, whatever. I mean, I don't watch this stuff. I do see thumbnails, and I am sent clips of different things. And I think that if you're pitching recovery and you're saying something that you are, and people are hitching their wagons to that fact, and you're not a good person. You're not a good person, and karma will come back to kick you in the ass. So let's just hope. Now, keep in mind, I know a lot of these people. I know their friends. I know. But again, what did I say earlier? It's not my place. Neither of these guys do what I do. I don't even know what I do, honestly. But that's not my thing. I'm not going to be shadowboxing and sweating nuts in front of the camera. And, I don't even know. What's funny? And the reason why I know about this other channel is I'm constantly getting requests to join the fan club, always on Facebook. Please join this page. Join this Dave's World. I'm constantly getting it. I'm like, why would I? Anyway, the only thing that I'm jealous of are people that really, just make stuff that I respect, that I'm like, oh man, I wish I made that. Then I get a little jealous. But if it's money or subscriber numbers, no. I mean, whether any of these guys had 1.5 million or 500,000 or 800,000 or whatever. I mean, again, it's not something that I'm aspiring to be. I am not aspiring to be some kind of like career YouTuber. I hate to break your heart. I'm sorry about your luck if you're in here and your heart and your hopes and your dreams are all riding on that. I hate to disappoint you. That's not my goal in life. Excuse me. Yeah, Joe Delicious says, I'm not trying to be a hater, just asking the hard-hitting questions. No, you're not. I mean, I don't even know what is a hater. I appreciate you asking the questions. Are they hard-hitting? No. All right, just in case says, yeah, I know that. They're really nice. What Norco is no bueno. Well, it's the same thing as Vicodin, right? Yeah, so James says you can use your DSLR as a webcam, just need to connect it to computer and get a special program for it. Yeah, I mean, I know all this stuff, right? I mean, I'm not trying to sound like a know-it-all, but yeah, you have to have a clean HDMI. My camera does not have that, unfortunately. It is an older camera, and it just doesn't work. Hippo, brah. Yanni, can you address the rumors of you playing Captain America in case of a reboot? Oh, I'll tell you what, I'm not playing Captain America. But if anybody knows anything about Chris Evans, I say I don't watch the news much, but my girlfriend had to send me this picture. And I guess if there's anything that I'm jealous of, it's that pump that Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, Captain America was using on his rocket launcher. So am I going to replace him in the movies? I don't think I am. I don't think I have the hairline for it. Speaking of hair, what a wonderful segue. RockMe28 says, this is just for keeping it all the way funky. I love it. Yeah, of course you can respect that. You can respect that. I can respect that. What in the world are you talking about? All right, so RockMe28 says, this is just for keeping it all the way funky. I love it. I mean, look, we all have our moments. Somebody said I showed a video of somebody being a jerk. You know, we all have our moments of being a jerk, right? I mean, that in and of itself, you know, look, guys in prison, they have anger problems. I mean, God knows I do. I mean, I'm intense. I'm insane. I'm a lot to be around. I'm a really, really, really strong cup of coffee. And I get that. You know, I am way too much for a lot of people. And a lot of people who love and care about me and respect me. But they're like, Yanni, I got somewhere to be. And I don't blame them. I'm a pain in the ass to be around. So like I said, that in and of itself ain't the end of the world. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not the end of the world. Now, you do it twice, 3 times, 4 times. I mean, it's a pattern and maybe it's a problem. But having a meltdown every once in a while, it's going to happen. I mean, guys in prison, you know, you got a lot of pent-up aggression. Sorry about my voice. I think it's the Orgel's finally going down my gullet. Like with a lot of these guys, let me go back and double back because I'm sure I'll get clipped on this or something. Somebody will post something on some other social media site before I come across as too insulting. I get that these other 2 channels, Dave's World, Banky Pound, you know, the stuff that I've seen doesn't look particularly interesting to me, but it's not for me, right? It's for y'all or you guys or for other people. That's okay. It's not for me. You know, I like Josh from 23andOne. Always been a nice guy to me. Always has been supportive of me from the very beginning. But do I watch his content? Not really. I mean, every once in a while I'll check it out and see if I just don't like Zoom interviews. I just don't. I mean, it's just not what I'm interested in. But he has an audience for that, and they love it. You know, just like with APS. I mean, he has an audience for house flipping and, you know, drama stuff and other, you know, top 5, top 10, stuff like that, and other things. I mean, this guy's he's put a lot of work over the years into his channel. Nobody can take that away from him, you know, and I'm not going to do it either. And I'm not just saying that to be diplomatic. Whatever personal, there's more than that. But at least on that one level, I'm not somebody who watches. That's why I'm trying to make something different, because I want to see stuff that I personally want to see. You know, when I shot that last video, I'm figuring this out as I go because I really want to feel it. Like, have I ever slept in a dumpster before? Maybe. Have I ever slept in a tree before? Of course not. I would definitely fall out and break my, which is funny. I ought to do a blooper video at some point because I actually did fall out of that tree and it was not like 3 feet off the ground. And I wonder why I'm in so much pain. Anyway. So I think it's great that other people do, you know, that stuff. Look, that live stream that you're referring to, I'm not proud of that. I mean, I'm not proud of that at all. I actually found it recently, and it's embarrassing. I mean, I'm being honest with you. It is embarrassing. Now, some of the stuff in there that I said, you know, I don't necessarily take it back, but the way that I said it, some of the stuff, the way it was framed, I honestly couldn't make it through it because it was just like, who is this guy? Not a proud moment for me. You know, and there was a point in time where I was like, I thought I was proud of it because it was like my mind told me it was something that it wasn't. But when I actually looked at it, I was like, oh my God, this is fucking embarrassing. But it's there. You know, I keep it there as a reminder. Because I mentioned in the last video, you have to be familiar with, you know, and you got to remember where you came from. Or you'll become something that you really don't want to be, and no one else wants you to be. So I do keep it. I'm sure somebody else has it. At some point, somebody release it, and I'll say, yeah, there but for the grace of God went I. But there for the grace of God or whomever, universal force, goes me in a completely different direction. So that's not what I want to do. And that's a real big reason why I don't like to engage in, I mean, you talk about 10,000, am I jealous that somebody has 10,000 subscribers? Do you think that if there are videos in my hip pocket that if I wanted to make, I would get 10,000 subscribers very quickly? Believe me, I don't do it because for me, it's not the right thing to do. You know, if it's coming from a bad place, an unhealthy place, no matter how much I might want to do it, I got to make a different decision because doing what I want to do led me to prison. Doing what I want to do led me to rehab. You know, doing maybe what I don't want to do, but the right thing, you know, takes me where I'm going now. And that's the best way I can put it. Kelly Wilson says, Yanni is playing Jack Torrance. Hello, Mr. Torrance. I kind of sound like Tony. From The Shining. My voice is so hoarse, I sound like Tony. Hello, Mr. Torrance. He said he saw it on the television. That's just pretty funny. Somebody says, LOL, wow, I've never heard of any other Yannis. That's crazy. Maybe your name is what drives people to addiction. I would say maybe it drives people to greatness. Have you ever heard of Giannis Antetokounmpo? Is it anyway, it's very close to my name. And honestly, Giannis, the way it's spelled, and we're talking about the Greek Freak, a black guy who plays for the Bucks, MVP last year, probably this year as well. If any of you guys watch basketball, he's amazing, right? So his name is very similar to mine. And in fact, there is a pronunciation of that same spelling, which is actually Yanni. There's multiple different ways to spell it in the homeland, the home country, Greece. Y-O-N-N-I-E is very rare. It's an Americanized version, which has fucked me up and tripped me up with every single teacher and person who's ever read it out loud. I probably have like 9 aliases that are variations of Ivan, Giannis, Yanni, Dicta, and all that stuff. Now, I don't know. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Am I going to delete it? Probably not. Probably not. Understand this. Rabbit, want the best for him. Every other prison YouTuber, just keep it real. Or don't. If that's not what you do, just do you, man. Whatever. I'm over here doing what I do, and I'm trying to figure it out. My job is to not be the prison genre YouTube police. If you can't figure it out on your own, do you really need me to tell you? If you do, you're an idiot. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Now look, I'm going to do something. I'm going to take a break here in a minute. Now you guys saw the clippers and everything. I have made a promise that I hate it because I've grown so attached to this thing. I have made a promise to a family member and to a couple of other people. I've become very attached to this thing. But they are not going to love me much longer if I don't get rid of it. Now, I can either get rid of it off camera or I can get rid of it live right now. I don't ask for money very often, but I am going to go on a little bit of a vacation. I am going to live stream from that spot. I may even shoot some videos from there as well. I will have some uploads coming, okay? And I'm going to, if they're not as good as some of the stuff I've made, please bear with me. I'm trying to be a little more consistent. My goal is to have 3 videos a week with 2 live streams a week, and then maybe an every day, at least 30 minutes to an hour on Patreon. And at that point, I'm going to release all the extra clips. I can do channel memberships. I have the ability to do that. I feel weird about charging people $5 for fucking emojis. I'm sorry. I just feel weird about that. I want to give you more. Somebody says, do I ever communicate with that Danny dude? I have literally never talked to Danny in my life. The dude that was put away for 30 years. Yeah, over like 3 different stretches. I think the longest he was ever been locked up for was like 12 or 13 years or 8 years or something like that. I'm not drinking Bang. I'm drinking, this is a Rockstar Cotton Candy. Oh, by the way, if there's a sponsorship for Rockstar, please. I'm a big fan. These are 2 for $3 at 7-Eleven. If you do the energy drink thing, which I started when I started these live streams, I wasn't doing it. My liver, I was concerned about it. They say these things are very dangerous for you, and they probably are. And they're kind of like, you get to the point where it's diminishing returns. It's kind of like doing meth. After 2 weeks of being up, does it really work anymore? I would say no. So the last thing I want to do is talk, why does everybody constantly, look, if you're not interested in me or my channel or what we're doing collectively, will you ever stop asking me about this stuff? Probably not. Because you don't know what to think, do you? You don't know if it's real, is it fake, is it orchestrated, is it staged? The motives, the intentions behind it, how much somebody made, how much they make. Are they breaking the law or then whatever it is? Anyway, Brood 57 says, hey, what's up, Yanni? So yeah, anyway, 2 for $3, 300 milligrams of caffeine, BCAA aminos. They don't do anything. 0 calories. That's always good. That's how I keep, this felt, semi-ripped or at least lean physique of mine. I think Bangs are disgusting, really. I mean, there's one of them, like Blue Raz, I think is okay. Look, I survived a long time without these things. I don't know, man. I really need to stop them. Okay, so you're talking about what I look like. I only bring up Danny because his story is just so goddamn horrific, even though he seems like a chill dude. I mean, who wouldn't want to hang out with Danny at a barbecue? Family reunion. Bring Danny. Go shopping. Bring Danny. Hey, Danny, you want to go to PetSmart? I got my eye on that Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. Danny. Where you at? Hey, Danny, let's go get our nails did. Danny. Yeah, super chill, man. So relaxed. Kelly Wilson says, Nam yoho rini kyo. Is that Japanese? Yeah. I agree. Hey, Kelly, man, I appreciate it. You have been one of the largest supporters. And when I say large, I mean you are literally like the biggest supporter. And I don't mean financially. Please, I can't. I'm sorry. Kelly's a big dude. Listen, D. Adams says, big facts, requesting facts on the name Yanni. Please, let's get some facts about the name Yanni. Let's get some facts about Cristo. Now, any of the Hispanics out there, I'm sure there's none of you. But if you are there, Cristo is the Christ. Now, my name's Greek, whatever. Who cares? Joe DeLissa says, whatever works for you, man. Stay healthy. I'm proud of you. Thanks, Joe. I mean, yeah, the hard-hitting questions. Have you ever thought about working for 60 Minutes? Next. Joe Delicious asks a bunch of questions about other prison YouTubers. I mean, hard-hitting stuff. I mean, nobody does investigative journalism like Joe Delicious. That's just me. I mean, call me crazy. Call me a pervert. I don't know. I'm just into it. Thanks for all the responses to my questions. I mean, that's what you wanted to hear, right? Nothing crazy. English, devotion. Whoa, hold up. Now, look, I know that my name, I think in Islam or something, means like woman's vagina. I remember somebody in prison told me that. I said, listen, shithead. I was real serious. I said, I know you're trying to be fucking cute and funny. Man, I'm not fucking playing with that shit. But he was like, nah, it meant like I don't, it meant something crazy. We had major words about it. I didn't fight about it. He's like, no, man, I'm just trying to be funny. I was like, well, you ain't funny. Stop trying to be funny because your ass ain't no comedian. Anyway, so it turns out, and this is very interesting, Yanni is ranked as the 23,250th most popular given name in the United States and trending upwards with an estimated population of 223. So that means there's 223 Yannis in the country? Is that what you're saying? D. Adams says, give the beard its own channel. Look, I will go through the cycles. I will go through the stages. I'm going to take my shirt off. I'm going to start trimming with scissors. I will take requests on the way down to nothing. I owe it to this person to give them not. And we're trying to roll back the clock, wipe the slate clean. The good news is it will come back. The bad news is it may have to take a break. It's funny. I look at myself on screen. I'm like, I gradually start doing the nostril shot. I just can't help myself. Is the camera moving? Am I moving? Am I growing? Am I getting taller? Is my spine curving? I don't know. Oh, wow. Based on the analysis of 100 years worth of data from the Social Security Administration baby names database, that's not even real. The estimated population of people named Yanni is 18. And that's only because they counted me 17 times. I'm that important. I'm that big a deal. Joe, you're on, man. I will do a Fu Manchu. I will tell you this. I want to get, we are at what, $20 now in the live, the super chat. Now, look, I would ask you this. If you do donate or invest in the channel, I can promise you this. It will always go to equipment. It will always go to further the channel. It will not go in my pocket. It will not go to beard trimmers. I'm going to use... Sorry, I may have knocked something loose there. This, which is dirty as hell. I don't even know where these things have been. And this, probably the cheapest Philips Norelco trimmer. I mean, this ain't no wall. You know what I mean? I think I had a better trimmer in prison. It was clear. It was translucent. You could see through it. Okay. But that's it. I mean, I pretty much have that. Yeah, I can keep live streams up for 24 hours after you go to bed. Big Facts hitting hard. Big Facts is hitting hard. You should hear Big Facts. I heard some Big Facts. You hit one thing really hard last night. I'm actually shacked up. Me, Big Facts, and my girlfriend are here in one spot, this one room. She said Big Facts. Sounded like something. You ever seen Tropic Thunder? You ever seen the movie Tropic Thunder? So in the beginning of Tropic Thunder, hilarious movie, by the way, there's this thing with Jack Black, which is kind of like a riff on Nutty Professor. It's called like the Farts or the Fatties or the Shats or something like that, man. And he plays like 8 different characters, just like Eddie Murphy in the Nutty Professor. And they're all like unbelievably obese. They all look like Reptilia or whatever her name is from Norbit. They're just hellaciously fat, and they all communicate with their assholes. Well, Big Facts has a big-time ability. He has a very big, booming voice. It just doesn't come out of here. The man will talk to you in another language. It's incredibly disgusting. Yeah, you know, and he even says, LMAO, I'm a little sleepy tonight. I'll try to tighten up for you guys. Please, do it for the gals, too. Keep that thing airtight. Sew it up. Anyway, so It Santio says, I'm not going to lie. I was drinking the Kool-Aid on the other channel, but I'm really liking your channel. You can watch whatever channel. This is not a club or a consortium or a flock or an army. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't care what you watch. I really don't even care if you watch this. That's not, you know what you're supposed to say on these YouTube? Please like or subscribe. Go ahead and smash that like button. Go ahead and uppercut it if that's something you're into. Put it in a full Nelson. Give it a Rick Rude style pile driver. Go ahead and hit that notification bell. Ding! And make sure that every single time I bust ass in your direction, you can view it immediately. Which reminds me, that's what I want to bring to YouTube, is the ability to smell through the screen. That is next level virtual reality. Fuck what all these other people are doing. I want to make this real interactive. I am not saying that. I'm saying he's big, he's muscular, he's a very large and imposing individual. Stop reading more into it than, what I'm actually saying. What is that? Why is it making noise? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're creeping up on it. We are creeping up on it. I'm going to miss this beard, man. This is pissing me off, dude. I so don't want to get rid of this thing, but I'm promised. But God damn it, I'm going to make it worth your while and make it worth my while. You better make it worth my while. It's crazy. God, I'm going to miss it. Because it's covering up all this pain. It really is. Because everybody sees, oh, it's the freaky homeless looking dude. That guy. It's not Yanni anymore. Or it's not that, he's doing something different. You better believe it. Benny Robinson says, you're going to lose your swagger without the beard. Well, then I'll just have to get it back, huh? Right? All right. Enough of the definition of Yanni. Wait, Yanni, you're Greek? Wow, I never met someone Greek before. It is an honor to meet you, sir. Is this the first time well, I would say if you've been out the house, but you're probably not. You're just here. You're a big fan, a big supporter. I'm not trying to insult you, but you've never met somebody Greek? I find that extremely hard to believe. Have you ever, what about Jennifer Aniston? How about John Stamos? How about Tom Hanks' wife? Now, of course, we all know that apparently, I'm not even going to get into Greece and politics and supposedly Tom Hanks, covering some weird shit up. No, come on, that's got to be bullshit, right? Tom Hanks is seriously, Tom Hanks, Forrest Gump, Sully, Road to Perdition. Hey, that's an interesting question when I come back. Top 3 Tom Hanks movies. I'm going to have to really put some thought into this. Top 3. And look, I'm going to do this right here. It's just got to be done. I might as well do it live. Now, Bradley Pridgeon, God bless him, just donated $25. I mean, Brad, whatever. BP. We'll just call him BP. $25. So that puts us at, I believe, $45. I said if I was at 100, I would do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. All right? I may do it anyway. But we're only, it's like Jerry Lewis Telethon. We're only, folks, $55 away from fulfilling your dreams and fantasies. Which, if your fantasy or dream is to see me without facial hair, you are fucking weird. All right. Somebody says, think Pearl from Blade movie. Now, there was someone back in the day when I was younger, they always said that I looked like Frost from Blade. I don't see it, but maybe when I was younger, possibly, maybe. I don't know. Joe Delicious says, can I get a kiss? I love you, boo. Plus, I gave you about an hour of content already, and I got money to... You gave me an hour of content because I mentioned a couple of other prison channels when I've, in the past... not even acknowledge their existence. Boy, Joe Delicious, if only I had you as my producer, I would be shooting to the top. Please, DM me, IM me, send me an email, send me a text. Meet me at my door with a box of chocolates, and I will give you everything you want, okay? Revolt, good to see you again, my friend. But fucking spell my name right, Ace. I know, man. Don't shave. You look like Rick Grimes. I get that all the time. I appreciate that. That's a very... did you guys know he's English? The guy that plays Rick on Walking Dead is not from Georgia at all. He's not even American. He's from the UK. It's crazy. I believe that. Kelly says, damn, I farted and it smells like a corpse. I don't even think you have to fart to smell like a corpse. I can't imagine if you put those two things together, you'd probably split the atom. I should use the money to buy another trimmer. All right. Oh, even my shirt works too. I'd never even thought about that. Am I missing something? Did something come through that I don't see? I would say, oh, interesting. Hold up. Oh, that's very tricky. I'm not going to say what I just figured out, but you are a tricky mofo. You is tricky. You a tricky, boy. Boy, I like that. I like that. You slick. All right. Yeah, I agree. Tom Hanks is solid, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a preview on what I think is one of the top 3 Tom Hanks movies of all time. Here it is, the top 3. It's going to be number 3, Lady Killers. Number 2, probably his best performance in a feature film. And that's saying a lot because this man has done everything. Bachelor Party. You know it. And number 1, because why? W.C. Fields always said the hardest thing to do is deal in cinema and film is deal with actors. Children and dogs, or dogs and kids, something to that effect. So you've got to give it up for a degree of difficulty. His performance alongside the master thespian Hooch playing Turner in Turner and Hooch. A landmark piece of cinema that will be remembered long after you and I and every one of us in this chat are long gone. Turner and Hooch. Quite possibly one of the finest films ever made. All right, Rick Grimes. Sevar says, bro, turn right when you said, fuck it, we'll do it live. It just paired with the Bluetooth on high volume. My girlfriend screamed and jumped out of her seat. Hilarious. Hiya. Hiya, Sevar. Is it Sevar? That's what I like to do. I like to make girlfriends scream and jump out of their seat. And where do they go after that? Hopefully into my seat. That's what I like. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so same with the guy that plays... Yeah. There's lots of amazing English actors that pretend to be American. Hey, Benny just tipped $3, so we're halfway to our goal. This unbelievably large mountainous pile of cash that I thought we'd never see. We're at $49 now. And we just keep climbing. We just keep climbing. We make it to $100. All we have to do is double it. And I'm taking requests. Joe Delicious, I'm going to let you put your money where your mouth. You said $10 for a Fu Manchu. I'm looking for Fiji water because he's always down for a bet. I'm kidding about Lady Killers. Every movie I said was pretty much fucking terrible. Come on, let's be real. Saving Private Ryan is absolutely on the list. One of my all-time favorite films. Oh my God. Look, that $100 down that you're putting that Tom Hanks didn't do shit, go ahead, split the difference. I'll let you keep 50. I'll take your word for it. I believe you. But go ahead and give me half of that, and then I can get to trimming because I'm ready to get rid of this thing for crying out loud. It's just got to go. Flipper with Tom Hanks, that's not real. There was no Flipper movie with Tom Hanks. Come on. That makes me believe that D. Adams is Fiji water. League of Their Own, as Jimmy, I'm going to come back with a League of Their Own Jimmy impression. I think his name was Jimmy Douglas or Jimmy Walters or some shit. I love the line where he says, Jimmy, or Johnny, whatever his name, Jimmy, if we paid you any more money, do you think you could be more disgusting? Do you think you could possibly be more disgusting? And he says, well, I could certainly use money, which doesn't sound like Tom Hanks, but that's, Flipper, not Flipper. Look, so I'm going to go ahead and take a break. I'm sure you guys will scatter like ants at the picnic when I throw a piece of Pop-Tart or Twinkie out in the grass. Think about what I said. I'm ready to do this live. I'm ready to do it now. I'm ready to lose the mojo, ruin it all in one fell swoop. Here's the good news. It will grow back. So let's go ahead and roll me out, Big Facts.
Check. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a in my mouth double as a freeze rip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze whip. The grills in my mouth double. Check. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double. Check. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double. Check. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze ray. The grills in my mouth double as a grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double as a freeze rate. The grills in my mouth double.
Whew. I'm starting to get scared. Scared. All right, are we back? We're back. Let me catch my breath because I got to tell you. This is something that I've grown very attached to it. It's become almost like a child to me. And my concern is that when I get rid of it, my true face will be revealed. I'll look in the mirror and I'll see that thing that I mentioned at the end of the I ate a man's face in prison to survive video. And I don't know if I'm going to like what I see. I feel like I'm a changed man, but you never know. So with that in mind, I'm going to need a little bit of help. I think I'm at 53, 54 bucks. I want to hit $100. I am taking requests if you want to see a handlebar. And I know some of you perverts do. I'm going to start cutting. And it's probably, makes a lot of sense for me to go ahead and, Oh my goodness gracious. Hungry hippos. Hungry hippos. Hungry hippos. Can somebody throw me a bone here? I mean, just something, man. I'll tell you what. I'm going to lower it down to 75. Yeah, I ain't no Wes Watson, man, but I ain't on no, Trimbalone neither. Yeah, so. Anyway. Uh-oh. Come on, guys. 75 bucks. Now, I can do this off camera or I can do it on camera. Now, I'm going to give you a little, just to show you I'm serious, and this isn't a troll. I'm not kidding. Like, this is not a game. Like, I'm being serious about this. Yeah, benzo come down is the worst. It's very dangerous. Oh, this is hurting me. This is really hurting me. I might need something here. Glenn Henderson says, thank God, Yanni, I've been waiting to see you the last 5 days. Oh, you mean on stream? Like I thought maybe we knew each other? I'm not a muscle man. Here's the thing. Let me tell you a little bit about sort of the shrink wrap effect. If you're lean enough, you can be very small like I am. I'm a little guy. I really am a little guy. Just a little old nothing. But, right camera angle, sitting on a park bench, get done, knocking out, 3 sets of 225. Do a few side injections. It's amazing how much bigger you can look if you're angled just the right way. Now look, I'm telling you, this is for real now. I'm not kidding about this. Bye-bye, Rick Grimes. Hello. Dick Mimes, which is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be a penile mime professional. I mean, wouldn't that be something? to actually get paid to mime with not your eyes, not your facial expressions, not anything else, but strictly your wiener. I mean, what could be better? Now I'm going to do a little bit with the scissor cut. Oof. You know, one thing about prison that's beautiful compared to jail, there are so many benefits to being locked up in prison as opposed to jail, is that, at least in prison, in the state of Virginia anyway, and this goes for Georgia too, you can buy razors. You know, in jail, you get one, and you got to usually get it in advance. You got to sign up for it, and that's it. And sometimes you'll have a nice guard or CO or whatever. Sheriff's deputy, I guess, isn't a CO per se. But you'll, oh man, this is hurting me, man. This is hurting me. This is like taking my armor off. And plus, the little bit of sun that I do have, I mean, I got pretty fair skin, right? But the little bit of skin that I do have is going to be under here, pale ass white. Hasn't seen the light of day in some months. D. Adams says, what did Yanni get locked up for? Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I've been locked up a lot. I've gotten a year or more 4 times. And all that's happened since 2008. And this is killing me because I got so much mileage to get out of this thing, so many projects. This is killing me. I did ruin the beard. It's true. It's true. It's all ruined. Kelly Wilson, it looks like no one else is stepping up. I said I wasn't going to do a damn thing on camera unless I got 100. Now, the car salesman in me is saying, hey, look, you know, I'll do this thing, right? But I want to do it. I want to at least get something out of it, for crying out loud. I'm getting ready to go on my first vacation in years. Uh-oh, here we go. What is that? Vinny asks, what is my favorite white trash snack? My favorite white trash snack. Somebody asked me to do some Joe Dirt. I've seen it like maybe once. But my favorite white trash snack would probably be a trailer park boy with a mullet. I mean, what's better than that? I mean, at least when I was in prison, because, you know, you gotta get it how you live. And in prison, that's how men are living, with each other. So if you're gonna do it like that, you might as well take a few chances. When I say chances, I mean sexual chances. No, I don't. I'm just kidding. All right, so another $3. My favorite white trash snack. Ooh, peanut butter and banana sandwich, maybe? I don't know. Swiss rolls? Ugh, that's high up there. For sure. Where's Joe Delicious? I'll give you $10 for a Fu Manchu. As soon as I start cutting. Where's he at? Nowhere. All he wants to do is ask me questions about other prison channels. Ghostface, see you later. Like an apparition or a vapor, he's out. I get it. I get it. You ain't about shit. That's cool. You know, I think a natural stopping point for this would probably be right after. My tooth is killing me, man. I need some more of that Oragel. Jeez. I don't know if I'm able to hold on until Monday. Anybody know anything about getting a emergency dentist? Are all of you people broke? I don't ever ask you for shit, but I say the one time, I mean, literally, I upload the video the other day. I do a chat for 10 minutes because the video is only, 10 minutes long. And boom, it's 25, it's 50, it's, here we go. This is not a joke. It is oral pain relief. Which, if you're taking it, now the mistake I made is I kind of like just shot this stuff right down my throat. Ugh. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. This stuff ruined my tongue. All right. All right, so Kelly Wilson from Justin K came through with, so here we are, $75. I'll be taking requests. What do you want? Do you want the Michael Jordan / Haynes? I had to get a root canal the other day. I think I'm gonna lose this thing, man. And the worst thing that you can ever happen to you, man, is losing a tooth. I've never lost one other than wisdom teeth. And oh god, this is killing me. This is killing me, man. Here we go. 2 lines on an eyebrow? Yeah, right. You hit, bro. That shit ain't happening. Oh, I'm gonna miss you, man. You were so full. You were so thick. When I didn't have anybody, I had you. You know? Whew. My goodness gracious. Can you imagine if I went to a strip club and I made it rain? I mean, with this, I'm like, yo, baby, let me see that dollar bill trick. Hey, what can you spit out? Huh? Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. Ryan Vossall says, there you go, bud. Another 10. Here we are. I believe at $87. I am taking requests. Now, Ryan, Kelly, Justin K. If you want a Fu Manchu, if you want something a little German, the Hulk Hogan, I want to see a pic of Hogan. You know what's funny? Let me tell you a little story. I'm going to do this for you. Even though I'm a little shy of 100, I'm going to tell you a wonderful story, right? So I worked for a prison channel, and I knew I was in for something really special. Okay. All right, done. The Hogan it is. Hogan it is. A good place to start. I've already gotten kind of rid of a lot of it, but Hogan it is. Hogan's Heroes. But I literally had a guy that worked on YouTube. Big time YouTuber, at least in this sphere, who wanted me to arrange a wrestling match with Hulk Hogan. They had met this person. They had met Hulk Hogan at his gift shop, his gift store, and had been on vacation or whatever. And I'm like, so he met him, and like Hulk's like, yo, what's up, brother? And he, but I mean, that was it. Like, he's in his gift shop, he's selling t-shirts or whatever. He's checking on, making sure the cashier doesn't steal all the Hulkamaniac terrible shirts. I'm going to say terrible. I don't mean they're terrible. I mean, you could rip them apart. I don't know. Maybe they were called something else. But either way, this guy comes back. Yanni, I need you to contact the guy who runs Hulk's YouTube channel. I want you to get in touch with him and make a deal. I said, what kind of deal do you want to make? You want to do a collab with Hulk Hogan? I mean, I don't really see the connection. I seriously doubt he gives a fuck about you or us or anybody else, but I'm happy. I believe it was Clearwater or something. Maybe Florida, possibly. Anyhow, so he says he wants to trade How to YouTube to multi-millionaire Hulk Hogan to do a exhibition wrestling match. Like, as if wrestling matches aren't all exhibitions. I guess he didn't want to do a real wrestling match with Hulk Hogan. Like, this is MMA or something. No, he wanted to do an exhibition match. You know, Hulk's a very big guy. I want to say he's like 6'4", 6'5". What's his name? Terry Bogan or something? Terry Bogart? Something like that. No more hiding. There is no more hiding. In the program, they say more will be revealed. What they don't tell you is it has nothing to do with your personality, your spirituality, your character defects, your character attributes. It's not all about defects. You know, we have, as addicts or alcoholics or whatever, ex-cons, whatever, or even just as human beings in general, we all have Terry Bollea. We all have strong points, positives, things that are really good about us. And I think as an addict, one of the things that I was always concerned about is people liked me because I did this stuff. It made me comfortable, more comfortable being around a lot of people. Because I've always felt like the odd man out at a party or a large gathering. A lot of people think, wow, you're so outgoing. Surely that's bullshit. And that's not. It's not. It's not at all. Oh. I am a real American. I am a real American. Fight for your life. Fight to survive. Isn't that something? I'd do it. A little out of my weight class, but never stopped me before. Oh, yeah. I wish he was still around. Boy, the best that ever did it. Randy Macho Man Savage. Uh-oh. My man over the pond. Yo. How's that guy go? It's Sacha Baron Cohen. When he used to do this was like the best show ever on HBO. It was called The Ali G Show. Yo, for real. My main man. I'll never forget. He's talking to the Surgeon General. And he's with a straight face trying to convince the Surgeon General that he has an idea and he wants to have. Thank you, Jamie Richardson. He says, keep it up. And he's got the, oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh, here we go. We're going in there. We've hit the goal. Pretty close, man. I mean, I don't know, $8, $9, sure, whatever. Ultimate Warrior, he never talked. Ultimate Warrior sucked, man. You know who I always liked was Jimmy, the Mouth of the South. Probably the finest wrestler that ever did it. Now, it's pounds, not dollars. That's like 50 cent LOL kidding. Do you know, big facts? You're like big false right now. You're like big suppositions, big bullshit. Because pounds are worth more than dollars, bro. I mean, I'll never forget with Big Dave. We got a $50, he got a $50. I was doing a kind of a documentary about, well, not a documentary, it was a day in Big Dave's life, panhandling. And, what is that? Three of my videos are suitable for all advertisers, it says. Oh, great news! A month later, after manually reviewing 3 of your videos, we've determined that they are all suitable for all advertisers. When Helping Addicts Goes Long, Livestream, What Are Suboxone Babies, Livestream, and Probation Officer, Report or Go to Prison. But here's the problem. Nobody cares anymore. That's old. Oh my God, I lost the mirror. Here we go. Here we go. I look like a little rat. I think I'd fit right in with that new crew they got cooking over there at you know where. Oh. Holy shit. Anyway. Winner take it all, loser take the fall. You ever seen Over the Top? Another cinematic masterpiece. Here we go. Let me see that Hulk Hogan again. Give me that Hogan. It's like straight. Boy, this is Joe Dirt for real, man. I can't do that. That's impossible. You gotta have a jaw. You gotta have an HGH steroid jaw. I ain't got that. I ain't built like that. I ain't built like Hogan, man. I'm gonna be real. Oh my goodness gracious. He looks really like, he looks like he's sitting on an egg, like he's nesting right there. Hey, this is not for the faint-hearted, man. Unbelievable. All right. You know what I look like? I kind of look like, with this thing right here, I kind of look like, you ever seen Eastbound and Down? I kind of look like, whatever, the Kenny Powers is like brother. Could probably be Pee-wee's. Hey. Like the Wolverine stash. Well, I already got rid of the sideburns. I never, Stone Cold. Oh my God, this is great. I look like Master Splinter. Look at that thing, man. That is what's up, man. That's what's happening, bro. I'm really. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that right there. You want Hogan. It doesn't get any closer. People, I could walk down the street right now and they'd be like, Hulk? I mean, Yanni, Hulk, Yanni, you never see these two guys in the same room. I mean, that's how confusing it would be. It'd be like, which is which? Just line it up a little more. You know what's funny, man? Guys in prison getting their hair cut. I mean, they act... These motherfuckers will pay so much extra money to get their everything. Matt, remind me never to see you people on the street. Matt M182 says, well, actually doesn't look terrible. Motherfucker, if you think that this doesn't look terrible, I would hate to see your family picture. She's my wife and my sister. And I don't care who knows it. I love the woman. That's just what I... Oh my God. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Like, let me tell you something, you stupid bitch. You run your mouth. You look at me sideways one more time, I'll go outside your head with these clippers. Hey, you think I'm playing with you? Don't you ever interrupt me when I'm watching Steve Harvey again. I love that motherfucker. That's Steve Harvey. I could do the Steve Harvey mustache. He looks like a walrus. I guarantee if you saw him up close, you would think Elephant Seal or Steve Harvey. You know, the way I get confused with Hulk Hogan, especially now. That's why I'm afraid. I'm afraid to get rid of all this because I'm not going to get any of that Hogan cred. Like, who do I look like, man? I mean, other than a complete... Somebody asked me, what's my favorite white trash snack? All I got to do now is look in the mirror. Hey, you're my favorite white trash snack. You are my favorite white trash snack. It ain't boiled okra, I'll tell you that. Big Adam says, wife beater's a right shirt. Yana's wardrobe on point tonight. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm going to do my best, Andy Kaufman over here. Let me introduce you to something a lot of y'all people don't even understand and know about. This right here. Oh, shit. There it goes. This is soap. Now, listen, what you want to do is you want to get you a little bit of water, and you want to take it, you want to kind of, you want to lather it up a little bit. And when I say lather, I mean it creates like suds or foam. And then that gives you a little extra coverage. And what you want to do is you want to take that and you get under, your little hairy bits, right? And get it right under there, that little clown bag, the clown punching bag the guy was talking about earlier. And you want to get in between your crack. And I know a lot of y'all got some big cracks. A lot of crack to go around. Let me go ahead and get my mirror right here. Oh, man. Can you imagine? Look at that. Oh, you know what I look like? I look like John fucking Carpenter. Go Google John Carpenter. Like now. I think he's 80 years old. I pretty much look like him. Now, you want to talk about Rabbit. If I met Rabbit in rehab, he could probably get out the door without so much as a worry. Somebody'd be like, where's Rabbit? Oh, that's him. Rabbit, where's... I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying. Like me and Rabbit, we're like family now. I fit right in with that crew they got over there. About to lose my teeth. Oh, God. So what should I do, man? All right, here we go, man. Here we go. I do not freebase cocaine. I don't do it. I want to make that clear. Well, unless it's my birthday, I might pull out that pipe and, I might base. But I won't. I won't do it. I will not do it in a church. I will not freebase cocaine in a church. I want to make that clear. I won't do it. I won't do it. You got to stand for something. If there's one thing I stand for, freebase. Unless it's, like a sermon, I done heard it before, or something like that. I'll pull out that pipe and I'll bass. But I will not freebase at the altar. Redstone Recovery over there in Redstone, Alabama has changed my life. And this message brought to you by Redstone. Just say no to dope, something like that. Okay, here we go. It's time, man. Well, what if I do this? There we go. The mustache ain't bad, right? Don't you hate this? Another thing in prison is a lot of guys, they do this. They put this thing, they'll get the mustache all the way up here. And it's like, oh, well, I should have done a chin strap in honor of my favorite person on YouTube. I'd do a real chin strap, get me a tall tee, sag my pants, get me some Air Force Ones, get on some stilts, and, really hang out with my wang out. Pull my dong out with the gong out. You know what I mean? Hang out with my wang out. Oh, yeah. Look at the lineup, man. Man, I should have been a prison barber. I'd have made all the extra stamps. I've been like, oh, yeah, how about this? Oh, God, it hurts me as much as it hurts you. I tell you what, man, that's tragic. That's tragic right there. Ch-ch-ch-chill. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh. I'm pretty sure. Oh, my goodness. They say there's a lot of guys wearing this one right here. They're doing that in South America. I think it's Brazil. I think. That's what I heard. Don't lie for sure. Oh, man. No, I'm not doing the Hitler. I'm doing the Michael Jordan. The Haynes Michael Jordan. Now, Google it. Look it up. Michael Jordan had a stash just like that. That ain't the Hitler. It's more like the Shitler. Shitler's List. Now look, you guys can say that that's being fucked up or whatever, but it's all in the name of comedy, guys. Oh, look, if Jordan could do it, I can do it, all right? All right? Give me a break. All right, now the next part is gonna be we're gonna get the razor. I'm literally gonna shave, and we're gonna take it all the way down. We're gonna take it all the way down to Chinatown. I'm here to tell you now. I'm here to tell you now. I might as well just shave my motherfucking headpiece. You know what I'm saying? Am I right or am I wrong? You know, you're gonna do it. You just go all out and do it. You know. I like the guy at the selfie camera. Hey man, you want a piece of me? Hey. Meanwhile, crickets are out there in the background. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about right here. Boy, it's real easy to act tough on a selfie cam. Because the truth is, I can have a man lay his hands on me and not do it. Yeah, see, Matt M182. No, it's not, dude. The minute facial hair becomes off limits, I mean, we've gone too far. And I'm as... Yeah, it's gonna go, man. Y'all are all about some drama. Somebody do a screen cap and send, oh my goodness gracious. All right, here we go. Now, for my next trick. Okay. For my next trick, we gonna do, Ernest P. Worrell. A lot of people say, hey, motherfucker, let me tell you something. You say some shit like that again, I don't give a fuck what your name is or how big you are, how factual the information is that's coming out of your pie hole. I'm coming to get you. I'm pretty sure one of those whiskers was so coarse, it chipped the other piece of my tooth off. Hey, do me a favor. While you're not doing anything but telling bad jokes, go give me a fucking razor, please. Pretty please, with sugar on top. Bring the fucking razor. Hippo Bro says, damn, Yanni, you fresh out of high school, though. All right. What are you? Oh, boy. Dude, I really do think I broke something. I can taste the blood. Ugh. This live stream went from not bad to horrible real fast. All right, look, I'm going to need water and some shaving cream. We're going to do this. We're going to do it all the way. Because I ain't about no half measure, no half stepping. I ain't about being lazy. I already said in the very beginning, I said, listen, if you're going to do something, you better do it because it's not easy. Because it's hard. That way, when you get to the top, when you finish. Yeah, go ahead and get me a full guzzle of that. There's literally a fly. I think it just crawled out of my beard. It's on my phone screen. God bless him. It's about time. All right. The girl wants me clean shaven, by God. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. You seen the sign. You know how it goes. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Because at the end of the day, what did Chris Evans say? What did he say? There's somebody got a screen cap of him. He's got a balloon. It looks like a teepee. He sent a dick pic that looks, the shaft of it, it looks like one of those lunar rockets. That thing has so much. Oh my God. All right. I just drank my shaving water. I'm not even kidding. This is insane. Who's doing this? Who's bringing you this level of content? I mean, if this isn't quality, and there's nothing more annoying than being in a prison bathroom. You know, because if you don't have a two-man cell and you're in an open dorm, you're all sharing the same bathroom. So everything, shaving, shitting, jacking, which brings me to another term, and this is probably going to kill me with the monetization police. It's not like I'm making any money anyway. Whatever. You go over there at Banky Pound. Is he shaving on a live stream? 3 hours into a live stream? Bet he's not. He might be shadow boxing on PCP, but he ain't doing this. All right. Oh, but so this is it, guys. This is look for the 12-year-olds that are in the chat, and I'm sure that's half of you. For the 12-year-old ladies out there, let me show you. Oh, hell no. Man, you gave me the oldest. Come on, man. Go get me the other razor, please, for the love of Christ. Come on, Emily. I love you, honey, but, you know. You wanted this. You wanted it just like this, so I'm going to give it to you. Now, look, it might be right next to the basket. Just over there, move the shillelagh out the way. Right under the syringe. Yeah, and then... No. I want the other handle. Can you do anything right? I mean, I love you, sweetie. But, man, anything? My God. What's your favorite white trash snack? Huh? There's nothing. Now, I will tell you a little story about PCP. I'm just kidding about that. I'm sure that guy wasn't on. I'm going to tell you this, man. Look, anytime I've even hear the name, I always ask myself, like, okay, does anybody even know who this person really is? Is it even a real person? Nobody knows. I mean, because to me, there's nothing like killing somebody and sharing wisdom. You know, I mean, that's just nothing more positive than cold-blooded murder and some fortune cookie bullshit. I mean, that's my opinion, though. Hold on. Neither one of these have a battery in them, man. I'd need this to survive. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Now, what in the world is donkey dust? I've never heard of that before. Fill me in. I will tell you, I've done, now when I think I was 18 years old. I was 18 years old, and it was the first time that I had ever, well, it was the first and only time that I ever did with this guy. I was with this black guy, Tracy. And we were going to Newport News. We were going from Chesapeake. Now, my hand just cramped up. Very convenient. We were going from Chesapeake to Newport News. And he rolled up an L. And it was fat, bro. And listen, I don't even know I can't remember the whole situation. I think we were actually going to score score a couple, like a half a QP, I guess a couple ounces. And this man had So, I taste this stuff. I start smoking, because, he rolls it up, puts the honey on it. Pretty sure it was a Dutchie. Old Dutch master. Might have been a backwoods. I don't know. I can't remember. Might have even been old Philly. And I literally took one hit of it, and I said, man, what the hell is this? Because it didn't just... yeah, you could taste the herb in it or whatever, but it had something else in it. And, see you, buddy. I'm going to miss you. I promise I will. Hit me up tomorrow. So, I hit it, and I know something's off with it. I said, what the fuck is this, man? He says, yo, man, that Love Boat. I said, Love Boat? What are we smoking, a midget? What is this, Tattoo? Ricardo Montalban? Ted, your bartender? I mean, what the hell is this? The Love Boat. He said, man, that's some PCP and embalming fluid. Oh, hell, I just cut myself. You see this right here? I actually got this. This cut right here, that's from a knife. I got stabbed in the face. And me and this dude were in a hockey-style fight. He was a lot bigger than me, but somehow I was just able to hold on to his shirt. He was holding on to mine, man. We were just clubbing each other like baby seals. I think him just holding on to me was keeping me up, because this dude was strong, man. I mean, he was a tough dude. But I guess I was hanging tough enough with him that one of his homeboys jumped in. And the next thing I know, I'm at the bottom of a pile. And he was, affiliated or whatever. And at the bottom of the pile, somebody stuck a blade in there. Or, a piece. I don't know if it was an actual blade or if it was a sharpened piece of plastic or what. And stabbed me in the face right here. I don't know if you can see it, but... Yeah. Just like old Leroy, never forget me. Forget that little hunk he's got missing out of there. I'll never forget. The man who shall remain nameless. Because I don't remember his name. I honestly never saw it. Other people told me about it. Well, ultimately, I got beat unconscious. Which reminds me, when I get hit in the head with a tray. Now, it was one of those gator trays, right? It was one of these gator trays. You guys ever been locked up and eaten out of one of these gator trays, right? And so what happens is over time, they get holes in them. And when they go through the washing machine or the little roller or whatever, and guys are spraying them down, a lot of times they'll retain water. And so it makes them, they're heavy anyway, but it makes them a lot heavier. And I'll tell the story one day. I'll do an actual video about it because it's one of the most important lessons I learned while locked up. And, but I was literally on the phone with my girlfriend at the time. I was on the phone with her. Her name was Megan. Which is funny because I think I've had 3 girlfriends named Megan. It's weird. I don't even like the name, but whatever. It's just the way it worked out. So, this dude who was way bigger than me, way more connected, all that, literally, while I'm on the phone, I'm like, I don't know, complaining to her about something. Hey, girl, what's up? Boom! Hits me, takes the tray sideways, and hits me, whacks me right across here. Breaks both of the orbital bones in my skull. I couldn't see for 2 weeks. Oh, hell. Oh, hell. Well, they say you can't make an omelet without breaking in some eggs. Well, if skin is eggs, I'm making an omelet. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't know what I'm saying. You guys are like, what in the hell? For those of you who are just chiming in, you guys are probably, or gals, or whatever the hell you are wondering, what the hell's going on? Well, my girlfriend has pretty much delivered an edict. And you know what an edict is? It is, we have gone this far. If we go one step further, it's over. And I love her. I love you guys. But I love her a hell of a lot more than I love you. Sometimes you just have to take one for the team. And I've grown very attached to this beard. I've loved it, for crying out loud. I really have. But all things must come to an end. The good news is, even though the stuff up here is never going to grow back, this is, it's gone. See how much more damage I can do. I mean, sir, where else are you getting this kind of content? PewDiePie? Is he even a YouTuber anymore? I really don't watch any of this stuff. I mean, there's a few that I do watch. If I mention their names, you guys would laugh at me. Whoa, Vicky. Huge fan. There's another one, Brittany Venti. Guilty pleasure, not gonna lie. Not recently, but there was a couple of years ago, I was just like fascinated with this girl. What's real, what's not real? Is it a character? Turns out it was. Brilliant troll. I guess, or maybe she was, I don't know. I mean, really, if it's not an instructional video, wow. Somebody's accusing me of tweaking. I'm honestly doing this because the fucking pain in my tooth is so extreme. I can't sleep. I mean, I've slept like, not more than 2 or 3 hours the last 3 days. And it's one of those things with the tooth where I just keep putting it off. And then earlier, before I got on stream, I was inquiring about an emergency dentist. I remember when I was young, I swallowed. I guess this wasn't an emergency dentist, it was a doctor. But what do you do? I mean, if it's 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning, and your tooth is beyond the point of no return, I mean, you need something. What do? You go to the emergency room? Who the fuck is this? As a past... Okay. Huh. Someone said, hey, bro, as a past guest of a particular YouTube channel, I just want to say, I'm not going to say your name. I just want to say I'm proud as hell of you. Maybe we can talk sometime. Well, I imagine he's proud because I got rid of that little goatee. But it's just annoying, man. It is. I mean, that is the worst thing about prison, though. Because those level 1s and 2s, everybody think, oh, it's great. It's not as violent. You know, it's got more freedom. And you do. But in a way you don't, because you don't have any privacy. I mean, really, privacy is freedom. Which is, you know, quite the comment coming from a guy who's shaving in front of, 57 people. But you know what it is? It's because I missed human contact for so long. When I finally, I wish I'd started this months ago. Now look, I did tell you about my top 3 Tom Hanks movies. And I'm going to be serious about it this time. Obviously, number 1, or Saving Private Ryan. I mean, that's it, right? I mean, what's better than that? I mean, you could still make a case that it's the best action. I mean, it's a war movie, so we can't really call it an action movie, right? But it does have the best action scenes, arguably most realistic action scenes in the history of film, I think. What? Who the hell is this? Oh, hell. Going out there for them views. What, because I got into a dumpster? Are you serious? You know, some people talk about dumpster fires, some people live it. Which one am I? I'll hang up and listen. So, oh boy, it has been a long time. This is this is a very private, intimate thing, right? Oh, uh-oh. Kind of knocked this loose a little bit. All right. So look, I'm going to go through a little bit of the chat with my newly clean-shaven face. And a lot of people think I'm high or I'm tweaking or whatever. Look, if you really want to see me tweaking, and I was high, but when I wasn't, like, I've been a lot worse. But yeah, the live stream a couple of years ago, that would be that. I think it's fair and accurate to say, you know what I love about these Fusion? A Fusion is this thing right here. I feel like one of those, what are those little German Schnauzer? I think I have the here. It's like a wire-haired terrier. Like some people are meant to grow facial hair, and some people probably ought to go outside with their face covered. Which one am I? Pretty sure I'm the latter. Look at it. What is this? Look at this. What is that? What the fuck is that? Wow. I mean, is that? I don't want to do all that. Do I? Ah, fuck it. Jesus. Now I'm really. I mean, it just doesn't fit with the rest of the hair. I mean, this straight up and down. But I kind of wanted to simulate, like, what would I look like if... Yo, big facts. Let me get a towel, homeboy. Huh? Yeah, make sure it's clean, man. Man, we playing no dumbass games with me, man. Fold that shit. You dealing with a prince over here. You dealing with a king. Where's the... Right behind you, Ace. Hey, sweetie. Right there. Yeah. Right there. Kiss, kiss, bang, bang. Give me that thing. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right. All right. Well. Oh, man. Truth is, I ain't whooping nobody's ass. I'm way too old for that shit. But what if I were just going to bring it back? Like, this is it. Let's simulate what I was looking like about a year ago. What do you think? I want to see myself on screen. I'm like a minute delay. And what is it like? Did I turn back the clock? Do I look older or younger? Do I look gayer or more of a heterosexual? Yeah, of course. Hey, man, the person that just sent the message from Indiana, we can absolutely talk sometime. And look, so I'm going to close out with a little bit about this. Now, there are a lot of people who are fans of the channel or fans of me, or maybe they're not fans at all, but they need help. You know, and I am, if nothing else, man, if I really think that you're legit and there's anything that I can do for you, no, I'm not going to be your sponsor, okay? You need to find somebody local. And if you're a girl, which I had a girl ask me to be their sponsor, I said, listen, sweetheart, I'm a guy, you're a girl. Now, if you had any illusions about that whatsoever, I want you to be real clear on this. I am a guy, you're a girl. If you're going to be in this deal, if you're really going to try and get sober, in my opinion, different people do different things. But one thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to find a girl if you're a girl. But if you're a guy, do that. Much younger and like I party in West Hollywood. What's funny about that is I actually do party in West Hollywood. I make the commute. I have a private helicopter and I commute back and forth from West Hollywood to Winchester, Virginia because I do have it like that. Everyone was asking me earlier, or saw a couple of people were, am I wealthy? Am I independently wealthy? Do I come from a wealthy family? I'm actually royalty. I didn't want to tell you this, but all you have to do is do an image search of me, and you'll see me in full regalia, full, with a crown, possibly. I hope those pictures have been wiped off the internet, but I want you to know, I'm going to delete this live stream. I don't want you to tell anyone else, but I am descended from royalty. Okay. But I want to make one thing clear. I have never been to Rape Island. So I'm going to go through a couple of interesting comments. I want to thank each and every one of you for your support. The trolls, even if you did troll, just try and keep it funny. The last thing I ever want to do is ban somebody from the chat. Revolt, I'm glad to see you again. You were quite possibly one of the most annoying individuals I've ever seen in a live chat, and I've seen a lot. But you weren't today, and I congratulate you. I tip my cap to you, my friend. You are something special. And when I say special, I mean, do you remember the classes with the remedial? Just kidding, Revolt. You are my dude. All right. Florida. Hippo Bro says, I was in a bar fight and the dude tried to punch me, but his hand broke on impact with my skin and my laser eyes ensued. That pretty much makes no sense. I don't believe you. I'd have to see your laser eyes with my gorgeous sunshine blue eyes. That's when you know if lasers are real. Which brings me to the next thing. Like, why have we not invented laser guns? Like, I mean, come on. Star Wars came out in 1977 for crying out loud. Where is my laser gun? And would I be, if I had one, would it be possession of a firearm by a convicted felon? These are questions which need answers. I don't care if anybody says I'm a tweaker. It does not bother me. I know what chip I picked up I actually picked it up. I thought it was yesterday. It was yesterday. Yanni, you got cheekbones, yo. You fancy, brother. I got cheekbones. I got a crooked nose. I got giant nostrils. A lopsided face because a portion of my face is paralyzed from a beating I took one time. Anyway. D. Adams says, at Florida Boy, he's lost his damn mind. Are you talking about me? Or are you talking about somebody else? You're talking about me? Son, that shit been gone. You lost and found, ain't never seen it. Maybe a couple years ago, that shit has left the building and it ain't coming back. I have totally, 100% and completely lost the plot. Florida Boy 777, I don't disagree. Just in case, as I like the beard more. Good news. Winter is coming. Just like Game of Thrones. Winter is coming, and there's nothing that's more suitable for that cold, frigid Winchester climate than a Grizzly Adams style beard. All right. Donna Smith says, holy shit, you look 18, honey. It's because I have a really shitty webcam. If I had a decent webcam, you would say, you're probably hospice bound. All right, Nathan Clark says, please do more videos like the $25 prison release. So fucking funny. Yeah, interesting thing about Game of Thrones. So when I was in prison, I read every book. I mean, I read them all. I read the back to back, or at least the first four. And then I guess the fifth one had come out, or it was hardcover, so it wasn't really circulating around. And then when I got to prison, my second time, I read it. Well, I can't remember the name. I can tell you this: the fourth book, Feast for Crows, what a fucking disappointment. Horrible. I'm not saying it's horrible, but I mean, nothing compared to 1, 2, and 3. Which I would say that 2 or 3, probably 3 is the best one of the bunch. Because they're girls, man. Girls love the cooking shows, which is funny because I actually met my girlfriend on, and I've explained that before. So. Sharon V says, way better, Yanni. You are way too good looking for that beard. And Sharon V, I would say the same thing. I think you are much better looking without your beard. Kenneth Walton says, how long has the stream been going? I have no idea, but it's got to come to an end. So like all good things must come to an end. And fortunately, that also works for bad things like this live stream, and that has to come to an end as well. I have honestly never seen Game of Thrones past season 1. I saw the first season. I think it was back in 2011, 2012, when it first came out. And I thought, wow, this is great. I don't think I had read the books. I think I watched season 1 and then read the books later. And I went back to back to back to back on the first 4. 4 burned me out so bad because it kind of split one whole book into half and you didn't get a lot of the stories of the other people. And so I never watched the show again. It's a shocking ending. I don't know. I never saw season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, I don't know. And then they went past the book, forget it. I don't have time. I am way too, my attention span. A movie is about as far as I can go. Literally, I've seen 2 shows from beginning to end. I haven't even seen Stranger Things. I loved the show. The first season, I loved it. Second season, it's not quite as good. Third season, I thought was great. I loved it. Loved every single episode up until 5. And then Billy got locked in like the gymnasium or something, into a bathroom, a steam, a sauna or something, and then that was it. And then I never saw it past that episode. Not because it was bad, I just never got around to it. I'm the king of that. I am the king. See, in prison, you read, most people, they read a book, right? 500, 600, 700 pages. They read the book. And they're like, you get 90%, 80, 90% into the book, you're going to finish it because you've invested the time. Again, I'm the other way. I will take that thing, if I'm 50 pages shy. I remember I read Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, not the spin-off books, but the actual Rainbow Six book. I read like 800, and this thing was huge. It was like 1,000 pages. And it's, a lot of it's like technical detail and all that stuff. Dean Chavez. I read like 850 pages of this thing and threw it against the fucking wall. I just, forget it. I mean, I'm not doing it. Video games, I will get to the last boss of a video game and then just lose interest. It just happens. I'm like that guy from Adaptation. That's who I look like. That's exactly who I just looked at. Save it. You know who I look like? I look like the guy from, his name was LaRoche in Adaptation. And he's explaining how he goes from one obsession to the next. He says, and this is the guy who's collecting orchids in the Everglades, and he says, look, I used to have, my life was devoted to the ocean, all right? I mean, I had saltwater tanks, freshwater tanks, the most exotic fish. I'd catch them, I'd buy them. Everything in my life pointed in the direction of fish. And then one day, I said, fuck fish. And Meryl Streep, who plays the person writing the book on LaRoche, the orchid thief, says, why? He says, just one day, pulled up to the ocean, wasn't interested, fuck fish. Why? Because fuck fish, that's why. And that's the story. And that's how I am with a lot of other things. I'm just like, fuck fish. Florida Boy 77777 says, serious question. And this is serious. With a question like this, you've got to really be careful, because this is a very, very, very delicate topic. Florida Boy 777 says, serious question, toilet paper. Do you fold or crumple? I fold, then crumple. And that's the truth. That's the truth. I promised I would be honest, transparent, a completely open book. Just like those books I slammed against my prison wall. I fold and then crumple. Never crumple and then fold, because if you do, you might have a mess on your hands. All right. Just in case, as I thought FFC was pretty good. I have no idea what you're talking about. Big Facts says 3 hours, 8 minutes. I think 3 hours, 20 minutes, probably plenty. But I like SOS. It was one of the best. FFC, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, Feast for Crows. No. Definitely. 1, 2, and 3. I think it peaked with Storm of Swords. Feast for Crows. Total crash and burn. Slight recovery on the 5th book. It wasn't Winds of Winter. It was like the Dragons. Something. I don't know. Anyway, on the street. Yeah, I actually was. Okay, here's what's funny about that. I know a guy who knew a guy. And they offered me a couple of $100 and provide affiliate links to shave my beard. And I thought about it. I said, man, I sure could use the money. But you know what's more valuable than money? Your integrity. I've never used a Dollar Shave Club product. There was another Manscaped thing as well. You'd be surprised. Like these sponsorships, you don't have to have a huge following to get into it. But if I don't believe in the product, which I've used Dollar Shave Club razors before, they suck. At least the ones I've used. And I'm not going to promote a product. I'm not going to promote a product anyway. Now, if Red Camera wants me to promote the Red Monstro, I will do that. I believe in that product. It's a $100,000, $80,000 camera. Sure, you got it, man. Whatever you want done. But Dollar Shave Club? I mean, are any of you people really going to buy Dollar Shave Club because I pitched Dollar Shave Club? I don't have the audience for that. And I'm not. Yes, Yanni. D. Adams says, does Yanni have big hands asking for a friend? I believe that you're not asking for a friend, or if you are, you're very friendly with yourself. And you're very friendly and very intimate with your own hands. And I believe that. Now, my hands are enormous for my size. Most guys, like I'm 5'10", most people that I meet that are 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", I either have hands as big as them, sometimes bigger. I have abnormally massive hands, or at least wide hands. So that's actually true. I'm not even bullshitting about that. Like I do have big hands. Yeah, I need to get the premium. Here's the thing, right? Isn't the whole thing marketed as like $1 per shave or $1 per... How does it even work? But no, it's the Dollar Shave Club, right? So you're part of this club. They send you razors, I guess. But you need the premium Dollar Shave Club. Gillette Fusion has done me very well. That is the greatest feeling in the world. A lot of people talk about, really, what are the things you really crave when you get out of prison? One is taking a dump by yourself, in peace, in privacy, read a book, get on the phone, just enjoying the aroma, basking in the essence of your own. Ryan Vosshall says, get this spot now. Okay, that's something. That's definitely an OnlyFans type of deal. I wouldn't do that. Again, Chris Evans, Google him, look him up. He's way ahead of the curve on everything, whether it's Captain America, Knives Out, progressive politics, or shaving his pubes and showing his junk for money. I mean, the man is a trend setter in every possible way. God bless him. I've never seen an advertisement. Hippo Bro says, I've never seen an advertisement on YouTube that made me want to make a purchase. Well, the Ty Lopez collection, the guide to becoming a real estate mogul, that never tempted you? I mean, come on. What about, was it flex tape? There was one that was really, I don't know. Have I ever sharded in prison? No, I never have. I never have. The only time I've really seen the shark game, which is funny because I saw a guy, a homeless guy, on the bench, and it was when I was going to pick up Justin that night, the last time I did a live stream. He's like, we got a guy at this mission where I'm staying at, or where I was staying at. He got kicked out. That's a story. I thought I'd let it sit for a while because now, like, the trendy thing, I guess, is to, the trendy thing is to take guys, try and help them out, get them to rehab, But I don't do trendy stuff. I mean, I march to the beat of my own drummer. It's not going to prevent me. Just because it's not on camera doesn't mean it's not happening. Doesn't mean I'm not helping someone. Doesn't mean I'm not doing something for someone. I'm always doing something for someone because that's what my program is about. I am addicted to sacrificing myself and giving unto others because it gets me out of this thing, which is a dangerous place to be. I mean, I am a real deal lunatic. Well, so Hippo Bros says, Yanni, if you played tennis, you wouldn't need a racket. Just open your hand and swing around the court. Well, at Powhatan, for instance, and Macon State, we played handball. So 2 different prisons, 2 different states. Handball is played with your hands. It does help to have good hands. It helps to know a little bit about tennis. Well, thankfully, I know plenty about both. So I was a pretty decent handball player. So, Yanni, speaking of which, Yanni, real question. You ever going to go into what happened about Justin? If you can't or don't want to talk about it, that's fine. I absolutely am. Florida Boy 777, you talk to Pee Wee. I have not talked to Pee Wee in some time. You watch the video, check it out. I'm pretty sure at the end, it'll tell you what the status is, and I need to do a little more digging into that. But I've known Pee Wee for almost 10 years. Seriously, since he was 18 years old, 17 years old, 17 or 18. I've known Pee Wee a long time. Understand this, in that video, because someone sent me a clip saying that, oh, Johnny 1290 just tipped $5 to Streamlabs. If you'd like to ask me a question, you can. I don't care what it is. I will give you an answer. It may not be the answer you're looking for, but I'll give you one. But anyway, about Pee Wee, thank you very much, Johnny 1290. Please don't associate me with that sham. So anyway, as you guys know, I need to address this. I probably need to make a video about it. That way it'll get the views and the drama. But I want to make it real clear that as far as Pee Wee is concerned, somebody said that I was trying to motivate, to make this video, create this drama. The fact of the matter is this guy he's already done the time for this, right? That a video was used against him in a court of law. Now, I asked Pee Wee about this, and I asked the family of the girl, the dad specifically. First, the girl who owned the van, and then she had a friend, and then there's this whole other portion of that story that nobody, knows about. Or I don't know if anybody cares or whatever. You have no idea how many hours I spent. Hey. You have no idea how many hours I spent on the phone with this girl and then her dad trying to get them to drop charges. If you watch the video, you'll see that a payment plan was mentioned, that he had agreed to get a job and pay down this car, this truck, the car truck, this minivan, which had been totaled. So they said, look, if he admits to it and he pays for it, then we won't press charges. Now, the probation officer had already been contacted. She wanted him to come in. Now, he declined. He's like, nah, fuck that. I'm not going to do it. I finally get him to call the probation officer, just like the video, which is what he did. He never reported like he was supposed to do the following week, and he never paid a nickel to the people that he said he was going to pay money to. They were more than prepared. I spent hours negotiating with this, begging with these people. Pee Wee's turned a corner. I'm telling you. I mean, he's right here. I talked to him yesterday. I talked to him today, and it was a constant. Nah, screw him. There was no charge pressed. You understand? Like, this thing happened on a Tuesday. No charges were pressed for weeks after that. Weeks, or maybe even a month. What does that tell you? That there was kind of a deal in place. Just like I had a deal with Justin to get him into a place. I can't help it if other people don't fulfill their end of the bargain. And I'm not talking about Justin. You know, you tell me as a family member, you say, go get this guy. Yanni, just find him. I find him. I get him. I've been up all night live streaming, and then I'm supposed to drop everything I'm doing. Now I get a word at like midnight, 11:30. Go get this, please come help me. I'm in a jam. Here's the thing. I didn't want to do that. And I didn't believe him. I don't believe that story. You got kicked out for cussing? Right? At the time, I didn't believe it. You got kicked out for cussing in a Christian mission. Sure. Great one. You said the F word? Oh, really? You didn't blow into a breathalyzer? That, you said you pitched a fit before they had an opportunity to do it. So you must have been drinking, right? Well, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But my first response is I'm very skeptical. I'm very cynical about addicts in general. I've been burned a lot, and I have burned a lot. So I'm very familiar with how this sort of deception and manipulation goes down. Believe me, I understand it. Like you wouldn't know. Or like a lot of you do know. It is not my fault. But here's the thing. I made a promise. I made a promise. Just like I made a commitment to Pee Wee that I would work this out. Give me a shot to work it out. Because if I don't work it out, you're smoked. You took a woman's car, you went rooting in it, shit-faced drunk, and you're supposed to watch a little kid. Those are the facts. 3-year-old kid. You left them alone in a house, and you got drunk, and you took a van that didn't belong to you. And then you went off-roading in Portsmouth or Suffolk or whatever it was. I don't remember. And I worked that out. So someone on Twitch or whatever, somebody sent me a clip of this accusing me, I'm on some real truth serum. What's funny about this is all this stuff is mentioned on these other platforms where they don't have much of a following because it can just kind of just say whatever. On this platform, there's a saint. So the real story, if you want to get on the truth serum, is that I'm the one that spent all of the time talking to the family. Okay? I'm the one that talked to the girl and smoothed over what really is incredibly fucked up. Incontrovertible. You can't argue with it. All in order to bring this ship in the port, to somehow make all of the parties happy. But all of these things have to line up, right? It's not easy. If I somehow negotiate this problem and I negotiate a way out and you don't live up to your end of the bargain, that's my responsibility? No. At that point, it doesn't matter how bad I feel about it. I may feel like it's my responsibility, but the reality is it ain't. It ain't. That's on you. Because for real, you should have got knocked off ASAP. The fact that you didn't is a miracle. And then you don't deliver on this. Yeah, it's a tall order, but all you got to do, $50, $100, just show them you're doing something. You show them nothing. And so that's why I put that at the end of the video in a lot of ways to show you, okay, there's the face that these people put on camera. And it all sounds, it's positive. And it's just, I'm making a change, man. All of this. But what's really going on? So I left that in there. I gave it enough time. If I really wanted to put him on blast, and Pee Wee has his own problems. I love Pee Wee to a certain degree. He's had a rough life. It's tough. The guy did time with his dad when he was 18 years old. He's locked up in the same jail, the same block with his dad at 18. What kind of chance do you have to become a productive member of society when you're doing time with your dad as a teenager? Think about it. So, same thing with Justin. Don't tell me. Now, I made a promise and a commitment to him. You get into a jam one time, at least, I am going to bend over backwards to do something to make it happen. Now, I don't have resources. I can make some phone calls. I can drive. I literally liquidate my limited account to $6 to pay for gas, food, and whatever, to get back and forth. I get back, I'm dog tired. We still got to make phone calls. And I had some help. Big Facts helped me out with that. A lot, because I was just out of gas. Believe it or not, you guys see these live streams and you're thinking, oh man, this guy's got endless energy. A lot of people do think that, but I mean, there does come a point where you hit the limit. And so, but anyway, for somebody, when I'm putting my heart and soul into trying to help save these people, and part of it's selfish, I'm not doing it just to save them. I'm doing it to save me. It's my duty. And, and it doesn't work out very often because it requires the other party to be cooperative and it requires them to fulfill obligations. And a lot of times it's just talk. That's what I mean. And if you're going to get on here and talk about this, talk about recovery and talk about addiction, you better be living it because I'm getting to the point where I'm going to start holding people accountable. And I don't mean just somebody who said they're going to pay this to this person to pay for their crime or pay for their misdeed. I'm talking about, I know a lot more than you think I know, or if you think I don't, or if you think that if I say it, I'm not going to have any credibility. At some point, I'm not going to care. I always want to take the high road because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. Vengeance, revenge, all that stuff, those are all extremely negative places to be. But if you're hurting people, if you're pretending to be something that you're not, and you're affecting young people, young men, young women, or even older men and older women, and you're making them believe something which isn't true, but offering instructions for life, at some point, I'm going to take the manual, I'm going to rip it in shreds, I'm going to set it on fire, and I'm going to put you in the bonfire with it, right on the spit. I'm going to spin you like rotisserie gold. So hopefully I don't have to do that. All right. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe he has hit rock bottom. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he needs a lot of help. He needs a lot of therapy. He needs a lot of stuff that he wouldn't get in prison. This is a guy that was born behind the 8 ball. I don't have a lot of excuses in my life. Yeah, single parent household. But my mom's a good person. She tried the best she could. A lot of these people are coming from homes where they didn't try the best they could. They really didn't give a fuck. Or they're too trash to, do anything about it. There's a lot of reasons why why this means a lot to me. Because I feel like in my life, I've had a lot of advantages that other people don't have. And I'm sure that's apparent. If it's not, figure it out. And I still screwed everything up along the way. So now it's even more important to me that I really have figured this stuff out. Or I haven't figured it all out, but I'm moving in that direction. I'm constantly learning and searching and going on these vision quests, every day. Florida Boy 777. Oh, D. Adams says, I'm starting my own channel about the times cops gave me a break. I'm calling it the Almost Prison Show. Anybody want to be my first guest? Well, I have another name for that channel, but you wouldn't like it. Anyway, Florida Boy 777, been clean for 8 months. I'm only 20 and spent 5 years straight every day on anything and everything and 3 on smack. I finally feel free from that prison. What step are you on? Or did you find another alternative? Because there are alternative methods. It's a very tough time. I've seen a lot of people have died just in the last 2 weeks that I know. And it's heartbreaking because it is incredible for me to have gone through this time, going through what I've been through and not pick back up. It's, what is it but a miracle? Because by all rights and under normal circumstances, I would have taken the easy way out. And so going through this kind of stuff, man, it's not, I don't care what, troll, you can say whatever you want, okay? I know what's in my heart and I know what I've accomplished, and I've accomplished a lot. And it has nothing to do with money, it has nothing to do with any of this YouTube crap. But man, don't poison that well. Don't cheapen, what I've done and what I'm doing. I mean, it is real and it is possible for everyone. Well, and we'll see how long that lasts. That might work. You are young enough to where maybe a lot of behavioral change, will do the trick. Now, with somebody like Rabbit, who's almost 60 years old, he's accumulated a lot of behaviors. His decision-making process, the formula that he goes through to make a decision or make a choice is fundamentally flawed in every way. There's a lot of pain and suffering behind those eyes, and I know that he had a hard life. He's made a lot of bad decisions, but it's even harder at that age in a way. Maybe he's been beaten down enough. We'll see. I will tell you this, anything that I could possibly do for him or anyone else, whether you're part of another prison channel, I don't care if it's on camera, doesn't have to be on camera, just be between us. And it could be anyone. Even if I was kind of saying a couple of jokes about him earlier, I'm just having a little fun. Reach out to me, man. I mean, I can kind of show you the real deal a little bit. So, anyway. Look, I am going to have, oh, wow. So, Evan Tapp, good with the show, he says, like the new format. What is the new format? First of all, Evan, I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much for donating $20. It will be money well spent. I want to let you know that I've recently spent almost $500 on lav mics. It really bothered me that the audio in a lot of the videos was a little, it was a lot. It was a lot. If you remember Danny DeVito from Batman Returns as the Penguin. I'm going to play this stinking city like a hot from hell. I'm not going to do that, but I just wanted an excuse to say that line. I think it's pretty close. Anyhow, there's a lot of other things that went into where I'm at other than NA and AA. That's a part of it, for sure. For sure. But it's only a piece. There's a lot of other stuff, man. And I want to do a lot more IRL. A lot of people wanted to see, well, what do you do in a day? I mean, really, you say all this stuff. I want to see it. I want to show it to you. I'm trying to figure out the data and all of that, right? I mean, the last thing I want to do is a long-term IRL stream. Because the vlog, let's be real, I can pick and choose what I show. You've already seen the Charlottesville vlog. I mean, there's a lot of choices, that you make when you're editing this stuff. I want to make it entertaining, do 10, 15-minute video. I mean, believe me, I do. It's hard. It's hard to do. But if you really want to see the real, I think you would be very surprised. But anyway, I really appreciate each and every one of you for watching my live stream Dollar Shave Club routine. It was really Gillette. I got to give it up to Gillette Fusion. I mean, I couldn't have done this without you. I mean, you guys make the best razors in the world. I mean, anything short of a straight razor at a real deal barbershop, nothing compares. to a Gillette Fusion Power with the ball head. I know they have a new one with like 5 or 7 blades or whatever. I want to try it, but it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that ain't broke. I haven't used one in a hot minute. It's absolutely crazy. But anyhow, listen, man. The sun is up. The guns are out. What will happen next? I'm going to try and get a video uploaded either, probably not today, maybe tomorrow. Maybe we'll do another live stream tonight. I will be live streaming from another location without the other sort of accoutrements, and I want to see how that goes. I'll probably just not upload it. We'll see. But anyway, you guys have been awesome. Thanks for hanging with me. Thanks for being my mirror. Because I honestly couldn't see anything. I was just using this little screen here. And I'll show you, this is what I'm working with. Or I could leave it a surprise. You know what? Oh, God. How do you... There we go. So, I mean, that's it. I got to squint at this stuff. It makes my eyes really burn. But anyhow. That's what it is. That's where it's at, man. Thank you, prison junkies, green peas, whatever you want to call yourselves, guys, gals, girls, folks, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's very few of you gentlemen. Have a wonderful Sunday. Do something nice for someone. Be kind. Be tolerant of others. Put yourself in their shoes. And don't jump to crazy conclusions. Be nice. I'm out.